Welcome to Shenanigoons. We love that you've subscribed. You've tuned into Shenanigoons and no one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic, mystery is usually the vibe. Again, we are Shenanigoons. You're awesome. You subscribed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shenanigoons. Wow, I don't have my notes up. Industrial fantasy, something or other. It's been 3 weeks, okay? Just don't expect a lot, evidently. No, actually, I worked really hard on the session. I just didn't get my notes up. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to Shenanigoons. We are the directors of Nerdsmith, playing a silly game of D&D in a medieval, industrial fantasy setting that we've created ourselves in the world of Vale on the continent of Valdara in the city. Well, not right now, we're in a different city, but normally in the city of Ashport, not Cinderhaven. That's a whole other campaign. Ashport, city of mystery, of enchantment, and
City of Lights. Wait, no.
Yeah.
the Windy City.
Currently, though, we are in Alaris.
City
Which
of
I almost said
Proctor-
Avernus, and I was like, that's not right.
Proctorologist. What did I say online the other day?
Proctorologist.
Yeah. Proctorologists. Autumn! Hello, Autumn. I know it's been a long time. I know that Matthew might be coming in a little bit later, and we had a couple other people very excited, so I'm glad that
people enjoy our craziness.
Yeah, people enjoy our craziness, absolutely. Unfortunately, Arthur is not going to be able to join us tonight. Arthur is stuck in another city without a decent Wi-Fi, and so we're going to be sans Arthur tonight. So Arthur is off. I don't know.
He's off gallivanting. It's fine. We can ask Mike to write a short fiction piece on World Anvil Heroes, explaining where Arthur was this week.
I know. No. Arthur used that time stop ability to go all the way somewhere. We'll catch up with him next week.
So if anybody wants to donate $50 to justify that time stop, please feel free.
Great.
Anyway, I'll ask Mike to check out our World Anvil Heroes campaign and write a little blurb about what Arthur might have been doing while we were gone. I'm sure it'll be glorious.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So, speaking of World Anvil, let's talk about World Anvil, the most robust world-building and campaign management software that exists on the internet today. It is amazing. It is wonderful. It is stupendous. It is World Anvil. So go take a look at World Anvil and get excited. Create something. Build something amazing, or just learn about new creations and find new things to add into your world. It's really, really incredible. You can check out their new product, Heroes, which has been rolled out. It is a social media platform for characters, but from and campaign management designed from a player perspective, which I really like that idea that not a lot of people, none of these campaign management pieces of software out there ever think about the players necessarily. It's usually the DMs, and now we have a piece of software that can really make it easy for the players to sort of comprehend what's going on and move on.
Well, and since I was gonna say, since Heroes rolled out, World Anvil's been doing a lot of polishing of their look. So if you go over there, like pretty much the vast majority of it's been converted over to the new visual design that Demetrius has been working on. So you can go check that out.
So if you and I know that that's going to come with a lot of user interface improvements. Demetrius has never been 100% happy with the user interface. He built it for functionality initially, tried to get all the function down and make it work the way that everyone needed it to, and now he's working on making the interface work the way he wants it to, because he's really incredible. He's spent a lot of very long and hard hours working on that. So we appreciate Demetrius to no end. And of course, all of that you can test out with a free account over on World Anvil, or when you're ready to step up and add some extra features, more players and things like that, you can upgrade and join the guild and create something fabulous. So go over to worldanvil.com and light up the forge.
Yes.
We're very proud to be part of the Nerdsmith network. You can go to nerdsmith.org to take a look at all the amazing content that Nerdsmith works with creators to create. We have over 1,000 hours worth of entertainment over the past year. We have some backlog things in our vault that are older content, such as Gallows Heroes. And then we've got, of course, content that is regularly created every day and has been for a very long time, such as Can of Goodness or
Champions of the Earth.
No, what's this week? We have a thing we're supposed to do this week.
Dear DM.
Dear DM. Dear DM, Joe Collins, one of the first podcasts that joined our network. Joe Collins does a DM advice podcast where he interviews DMs, and they sit and they talk about different topics for DMing and play little games and make little characters and things and just generally have a lot of fun. I know he's done some other special episodes where he is working with new DMs on how to DM and how to succeed at their table. So, and as always, a very soothing voice. If you are interested in that NPR level of just relaxed, smooth jazz voice, go take a listen to Dear DM.
He'll need a more interesting name if he starts to anchor for NPR, though.
Their name is NPR. I mean, come
on. When there's silence and no music playing, it's deafening.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's not music. Why is there no music playing?
Because it was theme song and then it went silent.
It's not looping.
I have my cat serenading me in the background, but I don't know that you guys can hear that.
Oh yeah, we can. That's okay. I had that too.
So, and then last, Die Hard Dice, the most amazing dice company that exists on the planet. It is. I say that not because they're our sponsors, but because I actually really believe that they have some amazing standards. They create all their own products. They don't. They started like every dice company does by buying and reselling other people's dice, but now I think almost all of their dice are their own creations, their own products, because they don't want to be selling someone else's dice. They have a quality that they want to put out there, and it's not just they take somebody else's designs and throw their own logo on it and put it out. No, they actually design these three-dimensionally from the ground up. They work with the dice manufacturers to do different poly mixtures and create special colorways. And they're really pushing the edge of dice and dice accessories, including products like one of my personal favorites is the Scroll of Rolling, which is a leather roll dice case that rolls up nice and neat. Oh, I think I've got mine. There it is. Rolls up nice and neat, unrolls, become a dice rolling mat, and holds a 2 poly 7 sets or an 11 set of metal dice. Let's be dropping everything because it's heavy, because there's a bunch of metal dice in there, and it's nice and padded. Allows you to go to your buddy's house who has his nice antique wood table he got from his grandmother, and you can roll your metal dice on this mat and not damage them. So it's very, very nice. No Mike tonight. Mike unfortunately is out. He got stuck in some city somewhere.
San Jose.
San Jose. He left his heart there. Is that right? No. San Francisco?
The song is I Left My Heart.
San Francisco.
Or
right?
no, yeah, it's in San Francisco. The San Jose one is Do You Know the Way to San Jose?
That's what it is. There you go. He doesn't know the way. Or he did know the way, but that's all he knows.
Welcome to Shenanigans.
There's a joke there. So you know what? Write your own joke and send it in. Maybe we'll use it.
Into Shenanigans and no one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic, mystery is usually the vibe. Again, we are Shenanigoons. You're awesome. You subscribed.
Thank you guys very much.
Welcome to Shenanigoons. We love that you subscribe.
Because Kyle and Tessa both did it.
No one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic,
you know what? I'm gonna start looking first. I'm not dancing for you guys putting your own in.
You're awesome. You
it's like you paying yourselves to.
I
already do.
We love that you subscribed. You tuned into
No
one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic, mystery is usually the vibe. Again, we are Shenanigoons. You're awesome. You subscribed.
Hey, Logan, can we get those other songs going soon?
Nope.
Please. Matthew and I worked very hard on ours. Our other ones, anyway.
They're so good. They're coming soon, guys. They sound amazing. Oh, sorry. That was delightful.
Yeah, Fennec. Okay, whoops. Uh-huh.
Oops. All right. So anyway, go to dieharddice.com, use the coupon code Goonies to get 15% off your first or next order. Works once per account. If you are paying attention to some of our Pride events that we have going on this month, we're hosting some special events every Wednesday at 7 o'clock PST, 6 o'clock PST, 6 o'clock PST, and we are giving away a set of Die Hard Dice at each one of those. So you can get that tomorrow night at 6 p.m. PST. But
nothing. From here on out, we will definitely give away dice.
We gave one last week.
Oh, okay.
We did.
Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah,
we did.
Okay.
We gave them away.
I must be out of the loop. It's fine.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of my job. So.
Yeah, we don't all have to know everything. I do, but you guys don't. It feels like Countless Heroes all over again. Countless podcasts. So
tomorrow is going to be Big Gay Orcs prom night. So tune in.
Big Gay Orcs prom night, 80s prom night, I believe.
80s prom night,
big
yes.
Hair and Big Gay. And then the week after that, who's DMing next week?
Rev is DMing next week, and
Rev, awesome.
And I am DMing the week after that.
Woo! Your first time? DMing
my first time
on
streaming, yeah.
That's
Yay!
Amazing. So we're very good. We're very excited about that. We are during each of these events and during our whole week, we are promoting a brand new product. We are releasing our first pin through our new brand, Elemental Enamel, and these pins was a design by our very own Autumn that I then took and worked with her to turn into a pin. It is there you go. It is basically a little dragon egg that we're turning into pride pins. We're starting with the 6-color rainbow, but we have 10 other pins after that to come. It's just we're probably going to do a Kickstarter for that, depending on how these go. But we got a lot of excitement about these so far, so you can take a look at those and see those. So yeah, so share that around, and hopefully we'll have a real good turnout for this. Because they're really, really cool. Oh yeah, and of course it's the same art we use for the egg of our Archon in here. So it's a very important thing to all of us. Supporting the Trevor Project has been part of Nerdsmith since the get-go. It may not always be Trevor Project, but I think it will always, at least to some degree, have something to do with LGBTQ. Plus, I don't remember all the letters right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying. So what am I missing? So happy Pride, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should get to the thing, shall we? Did I have anything
Oh,
else?
sure.
Oh, I should talk real quick about the things. So you can support this the stream and support us and support the amazing artists here and the network as a whole by doing several different things. One of them is up there. Every bit donation is a copper inside the party's pocket. Whenever you donate bits, they will find money laying around that they somehow have a right to claim. You're going to take a penny, leave a penny, or lost on the ground sort of situation, and that will literally translate to cash in their pockets, which means I don't have to give them as much, which is awesome. And then down that way, underneath Merrick, you can see there's 4 different things you can do to help tip the scales in the favors of the players. You can give them a reroll. You can also give me a reroll for $10. You can spin the Wheel of Causality for $15. For $25, you can introduce an NPC, and for $50, you can do what's called a time stop, which we talked a little bit about earlier. But basically, that's going to give a little bit of a god power to a player to do one thing, one task, one incredible feat, whether it's within inside of combat or not, whatever. So that's it. So you can do those 4 things and do that up there. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and get started.
Alrighty.
So we will be right back. Where's the button? There it is. Button. Who's got the button?
You have all the.
Just like our campaign, it's a little fishy.
It is a little fishy. I want that fishy. Give me that fishy.
Fishy.
All right.
And we're back.
So, who's going to recap for us?
I'm already in the notes, so I can.
All right, go for it.
Alrighty. So we started out in the Valley of Giants, just outside the town of Alaris. We had made our way over to the cave that we were shown by the ranger whose name I just blanked on. Francis showed us to the cave. As we were headed over there, we started to hear some of the giant laughter. And we got to the cave. It sloped down, and we had to kind of slide down into it. And there were a couple of different directions to go. We checked all of them. One of them smelled like rose water, and it ended up leading to a room that was basically like a giant makeup room. There were little pots of things that turned out to be some type of makeup for someone with green skin. Another one of the pathways led to a room that looks like it was sort of a sewing room, like someone was trying to make themselves a dress, but then got frustrated and kind of raged out and destroyed everything in the room. And then the third path started leading down deeper into an area that had a bunch of older and more actually like housing type of structures. Like there was one area where there was a lot of separate spaces that looks like they might have been someone's rooms at one point, like little barracks almost underground. And one of them had someone sleeping in it. We didn't wake this person up. They were very big. And we don't quite know exactly what they were. Also down there, we found a sort of painting gallery that had a lot of different really, really old cave paintings of different information. So based off of those, we were able to kind of figure out that at some point a race of green giants lived here. They had some issues with the humans that moved into the area, attacking them, even though they weren't necessarily trying to attack the humans, and ended up kind of giving one of their children to the humans or turning it into a human. We found out more information on that later. But we also discovered that there was a pathway really deep underground that led from those caves straight to an exit outside of the Del Monte farm, which was the farm that had been all torn up with all the pineapples thrown everywhere. We went into town and found out more information. We talked to Del Monte and found out that a child had been left on his family's farm and that the child had been taken in by a rich family in Alaris, but he said he didn't know exactly who. We went to Alaris and found out more information. We met Ignatius's cousin Tarnatius, who works in the clerk's office. And found out that the child had been named Diglett and married or was adopted into the Whisk family, which had a lot of money. They named him Diglett. He got married and had children, and his son was named Duke Filson Whisk, whose children are Susan the Greater and Susan the Lesser. They are the ones employing us to find this infinite tea gauntlet.
Nope, just Susan the Lesser. Just that little fucking
her dad's paying for it. Technically, he's also hiring us.
Susan the Greater like has no stake in this.
No, that's true. She's getting dragged along for the ride. We went and got some supplies. Oh, before all of this happened, I forgot. Painted Pixies was last week. That's or the time before. That's right.
Painted yes, prior.
I mean, we are still painted. That is
we are still painted. That's true. We all look like we're covered in Lark's birthmarks.
We went to one of those clubs where you bash paint on drums and stuff.
Well, we did sneak out of the dragon's bollocks. Merrick provided a distraction.
Yeah.
So
to avoid Susan the Lesser.
Yeah. And in doing so, he let drop that he adopted a persona and let drop that he is high on buckets of drugs, which is not true.
No.
But it ended up getting back to our boss, Robin.
That has not happened yet.
Oh, sorry.
No, but it was like a future flash forward.
It
he
was a
giving
flash
us.
forward, which I will never do again because it seems to have confused a lot of people.
I do know. After finding out this information about Susan the Lesser and Susan the Greater and everything, we talked to Del Monte some more and found out from him that the giants had he actually knew more than he'd originally told us. After learning more about what we'd already found out and realizing that we were not going to do anything awful with the information, he told us that the giants had actually given the child to his grandfather as trying to offer it as a peace offering between the giants and the humans. It didn't work though, and instead the city turned around and killed all the giants because they wanted them gone. And the Del Montes didn't tell anyone where the child had come from, even though they realized he was a transformed giant child, because they didn't want anything to happen to the kid. So they just kept their mouths shut and didn't say anything so that he'd have a chance at a real life. And he told us that since the day that child was taken in, yes, there have been stories of the green giants showing up occasionally around the town. And then we had the weird flash forward thing that I'm going to just not even mention anymore because it's confusing.
I think there were a couple things there. One, I'm not sure if you mentioned, maybe I missed it. You guys, the reason why I gave you the information is because you helped him out at the farm selflessly.
Yes.
Even Merrick, which is strange. And then I can't see you. You're behind the camera. And then I believe he gave you something.
He gave us a stone. That was actually earlier before we helped him. He gave us a stone that had been left with the child. But we don't know what the stone does.
It's an arced stone that was left with the baby.
Sure, that was after you helped him.
Yeah. It was after we helped him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there it is. You're right. Okay. Yeah, he gives us a
I think
stone
it was
that was
in
left
the
with the
blanket,
child.
right? It was in like a little swaddling cloth.
Yeah. Because the next thing in my notes is Robin, ... Oops.
Okay, so that's where we left off.
All right, so it's it's midday, noon-ish, on some date. We're not keeping track of the date. Who the hell cares? I believe this is your third day here in town because you guys arrived late on the first day. You spent all day yesterday, and then today is your third day. So what is it you guys want to do? You guys are still at the farm, I believe. I don't remember where you guys were heading after the farm.
I don't think we'd actually decided yet.
We had talked about maybe going to talk to Whisk.
Mm-hmm.
To clarify some stuff. We had held off talking to him before, but now he seems implicated in some stuff, and I'm not sure to what end, but we were discussing going to talk to him.
Avoiding Susan the Lesser and going straight to Dad?
Sure. I mean, I don't know how much... Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've sort of hit a wall in my memory of what our plans were.
It's okay. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, we definitely didn't have a solid plan of we're going to go do X, Y, and Z. It was more like, well, we could go talk to him. We could go back to the caves and look around some more. We could try to talk to the Susans and see if one of them is the person who set up the makeup and everything inside the caves.
Did I miss you mentioning that you found a giant in the cave? Didn't you guys find a giant?
Yeah, we did. She said someone was sleeping. We didn't encounter it. We just saw it.
It was there.
We avoided.
Yeah, we didn't wake it up or anything. It was just sitting there.
I wasn't sure if that was there. I got it.
Sorry, that was my phone.
It's weird. Arthur turned himself into a cat.
That was your phone?
That's why we...
That was my phone.
Don't you have enough problems with things meowing off screen? You got to do your phone too? Sorry. I apologize, Angela.
It's okay. I wasn't saying anything important. So,
Not true.
what do we want to do?
I would like to either talk to Whisk or maybe see if we can talk with Giant. And maybe hope Giant is not hostile.
I would
Maybe.
think. Okay.
I want to do whatever means we don't
character.
have to go talk to Susan, to either Susan.
Well, I'm inclined to think that speaking to Mr. Whisk, Duke Whisk, would be less likely to end in some sort of combat scenario. So I'm thinking maybe we go above board on this particular.
Do any of us speak Giant? She
no.
looks at
That's a
Bonnie.
good question.
I have tongues.
Yeah, you do.
You guys just held hands. That's all that happened. That is canon.
If that is canon, Bonnie does turn bright red.
It's to you guys.
I didn't say it in my character voice.
That's true. Okay.
Which one?
Right? How do we know?
Fair. Okay. Duly noted. Yep.
You don't get I'm speaking out of character when you make that sort of decision.
Man of 1,000 words.
Anyway,
Except this one. Not this one.
There are many like it, but this one
This
is
one is mine.
What's exactly our objective with going to talk to Whisk? What would we get from that conversation, and what possible benefit could we have? Hey, you're secretly the product of a failed peace offering with the city, and now we know that you and your kin turn into giants and scabber about.
Yeah, that's part of the problem, is that they're causing property damage.
Yeah, my only concern is that technically that's not what we were sent here to do.
Right.
We weren't really sent here to dig holes in a farmland either, but we did that.
No, but we did that because we're not assholes and because we wanted information.
But we also haven't seen hide or hair of the objects that were meant to come and obtain, so...
We never did wake up that giant in the cave, though, either. Technically, I think those little cubbies are the only places we didn't really look through very thoroughly.
We also didn't
We
go
might
down that
have
one
to-
path.
That's true. We might have to actually dig through stuff.
I'm sure there's some sort of idiom about not poking a sleeping giant or something. Just putting that out there. But if you all want to
So
go
we don't
poke around a
poke
cave
it?
again.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Would you rather talk to a giant who might turn out to be a nice person, or deal with Susan the Lesser?
Giant.
My mon-
Adelaide begins packing her stuff.
The sooner we find it, the sooner we get to go away from Susan the Lesser.
Ah, very true.
Also that.
Okay.
Did I properly thank you for dealing with her, Merrick?
No, I don't believe you did. And it was a harrowing
I owe
experience.
you I am sure I owe you a drink.
I'm sure you do.
She's exhausting.
Shall we?
Yes, let's go. Bonnie, do you have tongues prepared so that you can talk to this thing? Person?
I don't prepare my spells, I choose them. It depends on what I want to study. So, yes. And comprehend languages.
Heather is tired.
We all don't get like a book of spells we can all do, Val. And Adelaide just
Sorry.
makes like a little spark because it's literally the only spell she can do.
If it makes you feel any better, the book is pretty boring. It's like, oh, good, a new spell, and then 60 pages explaining how it works and why you have to pray this certain way to make it work.
Adelaide,
Then it's another spell, and then another 60 pages explaining how you're supposed to do it. It's a lot of reading.
Adelaide looks Val square in the eye when she says the book is boring, and she just says, "There is no such thing."
Dictionaries. Thesauri.
I was very interested in etymology as a kid, so
It explains so much.
Wait, she likes bugs?
no, emphatically not. Especially when
So
they're on
what?
my face.
We are going back to the cave to try and talk to a sleeping giant, I think.
How are you getting there?
The secret passage.
Secret
That's
tunnel.
Secret tunnel!
I have no idea what we're doing.
The secret tunnel dance.
Apparently.
You hurt me inside. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Never mind.
Secret tunnel.
It's been a while. I'm doing Taz right now. We'll go back to Avatar after this. All right. So
To the countryside.
To the secret
you're already
tunnel,
there.
yes.
You're like literally at the farm still.
Oh.
Like going into the tunnel, you're like, oh, we could go right over there. Okay.
Huh.
So you guys head over. Do you make any efforts to make sure you're not seen?
Yes.
Yeah, give me perception checks.
I'm not.
For me, is a 17.
6.
15.
14.
As you guys are looking around, you see the farmers are in. They've retired for the day. The city streets that are close by are not really that close to this particular area, and overall, it looks like you're okay. You're alone.
Don't see a hawk in the sky.
Not with that roll.
A 17? Okay. All right. All right. Stealthy
So-
hawk.
Once we get into the tunnel, Bonnie will cast comprehend languages on herself, as a ritual, just so she wasn't casting magic out in the open.
All right.
I'll cast tongues when we get a little closer.
All right, so you guys start to walk through the tunnels, and they kind of wind around, but for the most part, it's a straight shot. However, when you get to the end of it, the door that would lead you into the tunnels will have all the different winding areas. There's a boulder or something blocking the way.
Hmm.
Maybe we weren't as quiet as we thought last time.
Maybe. Or, I mean, if it is who we think it might be, there's more than one daughter.
It's true.
One might have been sleeping and the other one wasn't. Also, Val kind of looks down at the ground. Is there dirt on the ground?
Yeah,
Or dust?
sure.
We probably left some footprints. And she points down at the ground.
Yeah.
We did have to go through mud.
Right. Well, is there anything we can do about this, or do you think this is tantamount to trespassing and we shouldn't risk it?
Knock, 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 knock,
Makes
knock,
no
knock.
sound.
I was gonna say, I think that might be a little
Rock,
dense,
rock, rock, rock,
Merrick.
rock, rock, rock.
A little lobster scurries out.
This doesn't count as an unlocked door, does it? Can I open it with thaumaturgy?
I think thaumaturgy still has a weight limit on it.
I have no idea. I'd have to check. Can I use
At a certain
thaumaturgy
point,
to
it
make a
becomes
loud
stuck
knocking
door.
noise?
Yes.
Okay, I do that.
Okay. So there's a loud thumping sound that comes from the rock.
All right, if we're gonna do that anyway. Hello. visitors.
A few minutes later, you hear something kind of scuffling behind the door. Or behind the, damn it, you got me stuck on the door. The bolt
Hello?
it's not like it makes a perfect seal. You can kind of see some light. Yeah, some of the light that you have is kind of casting some shadows and things. So I think some of you need light.
It's not a bull door, it's more of a bull window.
Nice.
It's just tiny little. It's wedged in there pretty good.
Bonnie's gonna cast tongues on herself.
Okay.
Excuse me, we just would like to talk, please. Sorry to interrupt your day.
Is tongue supposed to do something there?
Yes. When the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear me will understand what I am saying.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you understand what they're saying?
That's why I cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual before we left.
Okay.
And yes, I do. Any language.
That's not the one that's for reading?
That is also Comprehend Languages. But tongues lets you speak back and
Good
forth.
God.
Comprehend Language lets you read and understand, but not speak.
It's only self, okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else speak giant?
Nope.
All right. Well, it's the Bonnie show.
Bonnie
That
translators.
is normally the way of it.
Yeah. Happened with the drow too. We're fine
Sorry.
with it.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll encounter some other sort of person at some point, and one of us will get a chance to try.
I feel bad now. I'm sorry.
No,
This
it's
is-
fine. You took the
It
spell.
has
This is a good
worked
thing.
out. It has worked out so far. So please.
You're also the most charismatic. So this is also another reason why this is a good thing.
Great.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
First, Bonnie has to leave the western tavern, and
As if she'd ever want to.
right.
So this is this fairly loud sort of voice kind of booms in, and Merrick Val and Adelaide. It's a kind of a gruff language. You're not very familiar with it, although you understand Bonnie perfectly. Tessa, or Bonnie, you hear. Are you the ones that came in the other day?
Yes, we're really sorry for disturbing you. We didn't realize anyone was in.
You track a lot of mud through here.
I'm so sorry.
I spent all day cleaning it up. Very distressing.
Oh, I feel terrible. I'm so sorry. Perhaps there's something we could do to make it up.
You can leave me alone. That'd be very nice. I don't know how you found my home.
My apologies for.
You know how much caves run
interrupting
around
you.
here these days? I don't want to have to move.
Well, we would not tell anybody about your home at all, so you will not have to do so. We just had a quick
I
question
don't know if
for
I
you.
can trust you. You tracked mud into some stranger's house. You went through my makeup. It was horrible.
We apologize. We've been looking for something. We did not realize it was your house. And I am
Deception
happy.
check.
Technically,
You absolutely knew it was his house. You were led here by a ranger saying, "This is the giant's house," basically.
Natural 20.
All right. Well,
That makes it a 25.
we can give him some.
this place is
Hi.
very difficult to find. I can't believe you just ran across it all randomly, but I guess.
We were told the item we were looking for was in a cave, so I apologize.
What? I'm sorry. What item are you looking for?
We were looking for a teapot of some sort.
It's a
Or a
gauntlet.
tea
It was
glove. A
several
glove.
teapots.
Sorry.
mithril
A glove is very different than a pot. How
Yes,
did you confuse those? Do you wear pots on your hands?
No, I do not. My name is Bonnie, by the way.
No. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh, that's probably something I should figure out. Hold on a second.
You could tell them we brought pineapple as an apology for coming into their house.
I'm Lundquist.
It's nice to meet you, Lundquist. We have some pineapple if you would like. We've just gotten a bunch of it. We'd be happy to give you some as an apology gift for coming through your house.
I'm gonna leave my dice up. Hold on a second. I'm not very sure that I want to take anything from you. Thank you, though.
I understand. Perhaps you could direct us then. If a tea glove is not something that you have you heard of such a thing in a cave nearby?
Is there what pot? A teapot?
No, the gauntlet, the tea gauntlet.
The infinite tea gauntlet.
Yes.
Yes, I know of this. It is an heirloom of my people.
Oh. We were sent to retrieve it for some of your kinfolk.
Hard pass.
Is this something that Bonnie's relaying to us, or are we just okay?
Yeah.
You can.
Well, we
you
can hear
understand
her
everything
side of it.
Bonnie-
No, right, but we're not hearing
Yeah.
the other side, and so unless she's
Correct.
being super redundant, I wanted to know if she was like,
No, Bonnie would be.
okay, we're gonna.
Yeah, let's assume that she's
Passing it along.
relaying
Okay.
everything to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a very boring conversation for the
Yes.
audience.
Do you happen to speak common by any chance, so the rest of my compatriots could converse with you as well?
I know a little, but I could probably understand them, but I don't like speaking.
Oh, I'm happy to translate. That's fine. I just want to
It's
make sure.
fine. You want to
Um,
come talk to a giant, you might learn a little giant, but that's all right.
Little giant.
Dude, that's not very funny. That's kind of racist.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Do you know where we could locate the tea gauntlet?
Considering that you're here to steal it, no.
Oh no, I said we were sent by some of your brethren to fetch it.
No, you said you were here to retrieve it, which is common speak and human speak for steal. My people have known this for a long time.
It's a good thing that only one of us is human.
Thanks.
Yeah, you all look alike.
I'm green, technically.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's foul.
I'm not a giant, but I am green.
You see like this big yellow eye kind of appear at one of the little cracks and start to kind of look through. Oh, you are green. All right. But you don't speak giant?
No, I'm a half orc.
Yeah, close enough.
Those need not be mutually
The
exclusive.
boulder starts to move aside, and from here on out, he'll be speaking calm. So you see standing before you this this tall green creature. He's about 9.5 feet tall, almost 10 feet. He's got a very muscular, very low body fat. You can see all the muscles kind of rippling over his body, but he's very lanky on top of that. It's just like the muscles are just kind of a natural state. He has a kind of a long greenish pointy nose, kind of hangs down and droops in front of his mouth a little bit. And he's got these two kind of deep yellow eyes, kind of a mustardy colored, and he's got this kind of a mohawk thing going on. Looks like he shaved the sides of his head, and he's got just kind of hair, but he kind of pushes it off to one side, and it hangs down to about his ear, past his ear, which are kind of weirdly pointed as well. And it is bright yellow. He's wearing just some simple clothing. It looks like he may have made them himself poorly.
Hello, Lundquist. It's nice to make your acquaintance face to face.
Oh,
Hello.
you were hideous. All right. So what
It's
is it
the
exactly
paint.
that you need? Oh, that's right. You guys are all painted colors too.
Mm-hmm.
Right about that.
So we're
Yeah.
garish and hideous.
It's a long
Yes.
story.
Well, as I said, we were sent by some of your brethren to, Oh, lovely.
All right.
Oh no!
Who's spinning,
Wheel
Matthew?
time.
Matthew, who is going to be the recipient of the spin?
Yes, we need to know who the recipient of the wheel is.
So the boulder moves, the giant appears, and
He's probably deciding.
All right, Matthew. I don't know if you caught that.
Bonnie.
Oh no!
Here we go.
All right.
Wheel of what do we call it?
Causality.
Black Death. That one sounds interesting.
Uh-oh.
Let's find out what that means.
what have you done?
Oh
It's okay. It's okay. Kyle and I came up with a lot of these. Some of the names are fun. They're not all as horrible as they sound.
So Tessa, Bonnie, all of a sudden you feel yourself just lifted up into the air as this kind of magical sound, this almost like a harpsichord just starts going off into this beautiful music. And you're lifted up off the ground, and sprouting out from underneath you is a brilliant white horse. And then coming from the top of your head, billowing down over you, this gigantic, very, very heavy Holocaust cloak. Jet black.
What has happened?
I don't know. I don't know, but the horse is pretty.
Oh, you brought lunch.
Sure.
He starts to pull a large, what you would call a sword, he would call a dagger out of his little side pocket, and he starts heading for the horse.
Let me get off of him first. And Amani will jump off of the horse and
You
try and.
you sure you don't mind the pineapple instead?
Lundquist
We could glaze it with pineapple. That would be fine.
Sounds
that
delicious.
actually doesn't sound that bad. But just full disclosure, we don't know where this horse has been,
That's true. It came from the ether.
and we don't know how long it's gonna last. It's like a magical surge.
Might go right through you and just not. You'll just be hungry in 5
You're
minutes.
saying I'll be hungry in an hour. Okay.
You can totally
yeah.
eat it if you want to.
Alright.
I just don't actually know what'll happen. So I will.
This is true. We do want to make up for the fact that we entered your home and caused mayhem.
Bonnie, this cloak, what's your strength?
14?
So, yeah, what's your con?
14?
All right, so you're holding up this cloak pretty well right now, but it is
Oh, sorry,
very
13.
heavy.
13.
It is very heavy. You don't think you could last more than a few minutes wearing this?
She's going to start trying to take it off.
He like covers his eyes real quick.
Oh no, I'm just taking the cloak off. It's okay. I still have clothes on
Oh.
underneath it.
It's a very nice cloak.
Thank you. Does it look like it would fit him at
Oh,
all?
it looks like it fit him just fine.
Would you like it?
Me?
Yes, it's conjured.
You
I don't
wanna
know
give me this. You want to
Yeah.
give me this item here?
Yes.
What do you want for it?
A moment of your time to chat, but nothing tangible.
Like a gift?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh. And he'll reach out and take the cloak, and
There
he
you go.
kind of starts to put it on.
Again, it's conjured. I don't know if it will last, but it is. You are more than welcome to.
Oh, it's very nice. Well, thank you. I've never gotten a gift before.
Oh,
Well, not since Mom died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Hate to
A long time ago.
Answer my question.
We do have this too, and Val pulls out like the huge sack of pineapple. We ate some of this the other day, so I do know this is safe. Like I said, the horse, I don't know what'll happen, but this is safe. I ate some yesterday. You're welcome to have some if you want it. We've got a lot. It's kind of heavy too.
Go grab a couple and start chewing on.
Just eat it like an apple.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, he's big enough. They're probably like a strawberry. He's just holding on to the leaves at the top.
Val, do you think you could maybe check the horse, make sure it's not like, I don't know, evil or sentient or...
If it's evil, then we should eat it.
Right, I'm trying to assess, and you've dealt with horses before.
I mean...
If it's good, then we should definitely eat it.
Well, I mean, it's probably magical in some way, shape, or form, but I'll take a look at it and see if it looks relatively normal. She'll go over and start, like, patting the horse and checking it and seeing if anything looks weird.
So as you start to pet it, it seems like it's fairly sturdy in place, but it's got this weird texture to it. As you pet it, there's no hair on it. It feels like, even though it looks incredibly realistic, your hand kind of sticks as you try to rub it. Not like it's sticky, but just like as you're trying to pet it, it just kind of like sticks on it. The moisture in your hand is catching.
Like it's made out of something?
Yeah.
And not a real
like
horse?
A Play-Doh horse.
Maybe rubber or plastic. I know there's no correlation in game. But...
She's gonna like poke at it. I don't think
with what?
With her finger to see if the text, if it's like muscle underneath.
You hear
it.
something kind of hollow, and as you do that, it goes. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I don't think this is a real horse. She taps on it again.
Look at the horse in the face.
This horse has dead eyes. They're painted on. You're not quite sure what is this, but it seemed real for a moment, but it's definitely not.
Huh. Well, I mean, I guess if you want it, you can have it. I don't know what you would do with it. It's definitely not food. And she taps on it again.
As you hit, it looks like you hit a little harder that time. Val? Did you hit it harder that time? It looks like you were rapping a little harder than poking.
A little, but she's not like smashing it. It's more like gently knocking on a door.
Okay. Well, if you're just gently, it's about the same. Sorry, what was that?
I was saying it seems a little more decorative than culinary.
Yeah, I don't think it would taste good, but you're welcome to have it if you want it.
Okay.
Maybe it's filled with candy.
Like a piñata?
What's candy?
Is that a dwarvish thing?
Well,
okay,
I have some candy, but I'm not going to give it to you because...
Eric.
You seem very nice.
The candy does strange things, so he doesn't want to give it to you and risk something happening that could be bad.
Bonnie is going to pull out some chocolate she had stashed in her bag.
Okay.
Here, this is candy. You can try some. It's not the magic candy. It is normal candy.
You guys are very nice. Thank you. He'll come down and take a little piece of the, well, probably a big piece for you. This candy, chocolate, he's going to put in his mouth. He takes a few bites and goes, oh, that's terrible. That's really gross.
Oh.
Why would you want that?
Do you not like sweet stuff?
He was eating pineapple.
Well, but pineapple's a little tart, too.
Different tastes, I guess, for different folks.
Anyway, so...
I love Adelaide's awkward, like, okay.
So we are genuinely trying to find the infinite tea gauntlet for someone we suspect to be a relative. There we were under the impression that
relatives.
Right,
Well,
that's kind of what we're getting at. A long lost relative that you might not know exists. We were told,
Cousin, perhaps?
right? We were told that there was a child given to the humans in the town as a sort of attempt at garnering some sort of peace, and it went tragically wrong, that attempt.
No, I don't think it went wrong. We've been left alone since then, so we're pretty happy.
Oh, all right.
There's more of you?
Well, there were more of us at one point, yes. So up until now, we, as in all of my ancestors for the past 2 generations, yeah, well, I guess 3 generations. We don't live as long as you. It's very weird. You guys are like these weird, long-lived people.
Well, we were told that there was a child raised among the humans that would in fact be a giant kin, and that person.
Wait! You think just because they're giant kin that they're my relative? Okay, now that is racist.
Well, there was.
I don't know every giant in the world. You know this, right?
Yes, I do understand that distinction.
Like, it's not like, oh, hey, Andre, do you know that guy over there, Lundquist? No, I don't.
Sure,
it doesn't happen.
Sure. When
that's racist.
I apologize.
I don't go up and ask what are you? I have no idea.
Human.
You sure?
I'm half elf.
Kinda like a variant.
I don't remember humans being that color.
It's like a variant human of sorts.
We had an accident.
No, the purple's gonna go away. I know. I don't have normal human coloration.
That's what I'm saying. It's the purple. I wasn't saying anything about your skin color. It's the purple. What the hell are you thinking? Boy, you people are really horrible.
You people.
What do you mean, you people?
Yes, the 4 of you. All of you people.
I wouldn't ever presume to make any sort of supposition about giants knowing each other, but for the record, there is a mural in your home that indicates the exact storyline we are expressing to you right now.
That's called a history book. It doesn't mean that I'm directly related to. Are you directly related to everyone in your history books of your purple human faces?
There are a lot of history paintings in my home that are people I am related to because one often decorates.
Do you think this is only my home? This is the ancient home of all of our people.
Okay.
It's possible you're related.
It is possible.
Sure, it's possible, but that assumption should not be made.
Well,
anyway, so what's your point?
Well, you've sort of stomped all over my point. No offense.
You know, if we had been speaking giant, we would have had this resolved a long time ago. It's a much more sophisticated language.
I'll make a note of that.
Good to know.
Adelaide is quite accomplished in languages. I bet you could pick it up really easily.
Maybe. You don't happen to speak Gnomish, do you?
No, what's that? I've never even heard of that.
It's not important. So what we're trying to get at is the idea that you would be helping out a relative, maybe, possibly, but not in a racist way. Yeah, Adelaide looks to Bonnie. I don't know.
I have no relatives. I mean, I'd like to, but I don't.
Well,
all right.
I guess the question then is you said that the Infinity Gauntlet was a heirloom of your people. Are you specifically speaking of your particular family or of giants as a whole? I want to make sure that there's no confusion.
Giants as a whole. Well, our tribe.
Oh, okay.
Well,
of which I am the last member. Well, technically not the last member. There's 2 other half members. Maybe 3 other half members. I'm not sure.
Right. Well, what if those half members were interested in having that heirloom? Or at least discussing it?
No, I don't think it belongs in their hands.
Perhaps not, but maybe they just want a cup of tea.
I mean, maybe I can have them over for tea. I mean, I've been thinking about having one of them over for tea for a while.
Oh, which one?
Oh, I'm sure you don't know her. I don't want to assume that you know everyone.
Susan.
Well, you do know her.
Is she the older one that seems more
personable,
resigned, or the younger one that is a heinous bitch?
I'm sorry. Is there more than one?
Yes, there are two
There's two.
Susans.
There are two and they're sisters.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Who
unfortunate.
the heck would name their family
Their
like that?
father.
I don't know.
I don't know. I saw her the other day, and I remember her being out here in the woods, and I was very excited. I had hoped. I made her some makeup, and I started to try to make her a dress, and I didn't. I don't know. I don't know how to ask her out.
Oh, that's adorable.
I would want to make sure which Susan we're talking about before we say that. We never got any sort of. I don't know if we got any sort of distinguishing enough characteristics of the Susans to be able to ask him which one. I think they looked almost the same, except their heights were different. And for him, like, which one's bigger probably won't mean much.
Bonnie just has heart eyes, just like, this is the best day ever.
Well, I would like to put forth that the fact that she was in the woods makes me think not Susan the Lesser.
It makes me think that it was Susan the Lesser.
Why?
Because she's Brand's student, and he's been talking very much about the location of the Infinite Tea Gauntlet being somewhere in these woods. So it makes sense that maybe she would go hunt looking for it. But we could always ask her.
I mean, maybe. Okay, Lundquist, was she by herself? Or was she... Okay. So she didn't have like 6 people trailing behind her, picking up her dress and getting her things.
No, she wasn't really wearing a dress.
Was she stomping around saying, "Oh, I wish that my sister were here, my older sister who doesn't have fun like I do," or "I'm so glad my younger sister isn't here because she would just be complaining the entire time about
No, she was
pineapples"?
crying.
Oh,
Well,
what was she crying about? Did she
I
say?
don't know.
Is she-
That's why I wanted to make her some presents and make her happy. She was crying, and then I went over there, asked her what was wrong, and she looked up, she screamed, and as she was running away, I asked her what her name was, and she said Susan.
well, you made an impression at the very least.
Susan!
Well, she was more. It wasn't like running away from me. It was like I think she was running away from her problems. I don't know what they are.
Oh, that's deep.
If she wasn't wearing a dress, what was she wearing?
Rags.
Hmm.
That's why I wanted to make her a dress.
Were they newish rags? Like, did they look dirty, or were they?
They didn't look that dirty. I mean, she was a little dirty. It looks like she'd been scraping through some mud or something. But
Like
Yeah.
maybe she had accidentally shifted into her giant form in the middle of a field of
one thing.
pineapples and ripped her outfit, potentially?
That seems like a reasonable hypothesis, Bonnie.
All right.
what do you
Well,
mean shift into her giant form?
How did you know she was a half giant?
I could just tell by looking at her. She's a little short.
You just got a vibe.
She's short. I mean, she's got human-esque features.
There's been
Her nose wasn't very long, which some guys wouldn't be that attracted to. But I'm okay. It's all right for me.
there's been signs of a giant running around the town.
Well, I want to be clear. I didn't put any nags or anything. I
Oh.
didn't say like, "Oh, your nose is really short," but you're pulling that off. I didn't say that. Okay,
I never
I'm
would
very
have
clear. I
assumed.
don't
Good.
use nags.
Never
Mhm.
would I have assumed you said that.
Lundquist, if
Yeah?
you would like, I would be happy to deliver a message to this girl for you.
Okay, that would be really great. What would you say?
Well, you could say something like, it was lovely making your acquaintance in the woods the other day. I would like to get to know you better. Would you like to come over for tea?
That sounds really good. Do you think she likes tea?
If it's the Susan I'm thinking of, she absolutely adores tea. In fact, she has the world's largest collection of tea-related artifacts.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Hmm.
I'm sure that you have a lot to talk about.
Wait, I have a lot of tea.
Well, excellent.
What kinds of tea do you have?
Oh, all sorts. I have all sorts of tea. So I have a couple other questions. The townsfolk, do they still want to kill us?
I think.
Possibly some of them. I don't think all of them, but possibly some of them.
I mean, it's been 3 generations. It's probably enough time that, they've forgotten things. But if somebody keeps going around trampling pineapple, then, at the very least, the people that like pineapple are going to be up in arms.
Yeah,
I don't want to hurt anyone's livelihood or anything, of course. I mean, if we can make amends, that'd be great. I didn't trample through them, though.
You didn't go through a field of pineapples?
I've never been into the town.
That's why I think that Susan may have somehow managed to shift forms from human into giant. She's normally human in town, and maybe when you saw her, she was a giant. Yes, a half giant.
Yeah, well, of course.
Okay. In town, she's human.
Oh, well, that's horrible.
I think
She is.
She's the child of the. She's the grandchild of the child that
makes
was
a lot
given
of
to
sense.
the humans.
I didn't know that they could change back and forth, though. That's really weird.
Maybe it's like the stories, and it's like you need true love's kiss to be your true self. Don't give me that look, Adelaide.
What look? No look.
She's not even looking at you.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Lundquist, part of the problem is that I don't think anyone in the town, like no one specific person as far as we know, necessarily wants to come out here and kill you. But there have been sightings over the years of your people, or at least...
Me? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm not done yet. Or at least who people thought were your people. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who are scared of things they don't understand or that they don't recognize. We
call them bigots in our world.
Yeah, that's a good
It's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And unfortunately, those ones, because they're scared of something that could even potentially hurt them, even though you haven't done that at all, those are the ones that would be a problem.
But, I mean, if we were to escort whichever Susan was open to coming over for tea out here, especially using, the side entrance that we used, it's possible that we could circumvent any potential damage to the farm. Of course, the farmers, they don't have any ill will towards you. They were part of the original exchange, as it were.
Okay.
They seem to have some investment in wanting to be a force of good and not pester you.
Oh, that's very nice.
All right.
So we're just going to lure the Duke's daughter away from the home.
When you put it that way.
Where a giant lives. It's great. And a 50-50 chance that we pick the right one.
No, we bring them both.
So,
do we have to?
So it sounds like things are pretty good in the town for us. But you don't think I should go and make an appearance or anything?
Not yet.
Not unescorted. I would say it.
You could escort me.
The problem is we're not actually from the town. We were hired from another city and came to Alaris just a couple days ago. We only know a couple of...
Oh, so you don't really know much about this town at all?
No.
That's
why I was saying I don't know that there's anyone who actually wants to kill you. As far as we know, there isn't. We haven't met anyone. but I don't want to give you
But
false
nobody's
information.
been racist towards my people or anything like that. That's good.
Well, the ancient history of the town says that the humans there attacked your people.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we gave them the peace offer.
Well, how about we do a little fact finding before we escort you to town?
Sure. Yeah. No.
We'll
I'm
figure out the
interested.
safest situation.
I have at least 3 more years to live.
Great. We promise we won't take that long.
Oh, I didn't think you would.
And I'll make sure to figure out which Susan it was in the forest to give your message to her.
All right, that sounds great. Yeah, so as long as they don't want to kill me or call me any horrible names, I'm absolutely fine with making peace. I mean, we've been at fairly good peace, but I'd like to get to know them better.
That sounds wonderful.
Well, I will say that one of the Susans might call you horrible names, but it's because she's hurting inside. She's not happy
Like what kind of
with
names
who
do
she
they
is.
call me?
Dumb.
Short stuff, dirty,
Unprofessional, inexperienced, out of our depth.
Okay, those I can deal with.
Good for you.
she's very smart.
Anyway, we'll talk to them and try to figure out some more information for you. But yeah, definitely don't go run up and try to say hi to any of the townsfolk quite yet.
No, I won't do that. That would be horrible.
For you. All right, then.
We shall return.
Yeah, it was very nice meeting you.
Excellent. Okay,
It was lovely meeting you, Linguist.
it's very nice to meet you.
I'm just curious, is there anything that we could obtain for you while we're in town that you don't have access to out here? Perhaps goods
Besides
and
Susan.
sundries? Besides a girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how to make a dress. I can barely
Perhaps-
make my clothes, so clothes would be
Perhaps
great.
some blueprints or some, what are they called? Templates? What-
Tailor
Patterns.
patterns? Mm.
or a tailor.
Or some pre-made
you
clothes.
Right, but scaled up. Pre-made clothes.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna find that'll fit me, but all right.
Reduce and large is for.
I don't know what that means.
There's an
It's a
idea.
spell. Not one I have, but I can probably find someone who could do it.
It's been a pleasure, Lundquist. And Adelaide will offer a handshake.
He'll look at your hand. Yep, that's a hand.
Mm-hmm. Just thumbs up and walk away.
It's how the folks who were raised.
It's a handshake. I got it. I just like to mess
Yeah,
with
okay.
people. He just shakes your hand.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He starts laughing, and this laughter is infectious. It is just loud, boastful, and jovial. It's like listening to Santa laugh. It just echoes throughout the entire game.
And know me better, man.
Bonnie is absolutely delighted.
Should we just leave the way we got in?
You can go whichever way you want.
All right.
It is the faster way, I think.
Oh, it absolutely is. And Adelaide pulls out her jump rope.
Yeah, just make sure you move the rock back after we leave, just in case. We don't want anyone else
Alright.
stumbling into your house by
While
accident.
you're talking, just shoves it in the hole.
Come on.
Bye.
Well, he
All
was
right.
delightful.
Let him keep the glove.
No, we can't.
He never mentioned that he had it.
He said
He said he
had a
knew
lot
what it
of
was.
tea.
He said it was the heirloom of his
That's-
people, but
Okay,
He didn't
that's
say that.
that's fair.
I also.
He also
pointed
said he had a
to-
lot of tea.
Right, but so here's what I'm thinking. If, please, dear God, it's Susan the Lesser that he wants to keep in his cave, maybe just having access to the tea gauntlet and having someone to talk to that has similar interests might can be considered a win.
That's what I was hoping. I
Maybe.
pointedly did not ask if he had it for that exact
Every
reason.
sentence Adelaide says has a question mark at the end.
Well,
That'll work great.
let's go find Susan Lesser and ask if she happened to be in the forest recently.
This is going to be a awful conversation.
I'm so excited about this.
All right, so they use the jump rope to hop back up out of the trench and
Okay.
get back to the farm.
All right. So after another 10 or 20 to 30 minute walk, you are back out. Jump rope out. You're outside of the edge of the farm. What are you doing?
Heading to the Whisk residence, I assume?
Being sneaky about it.
Yes,
Yeah, too.
We don't want this hidden entrance to be found.
indeed. Think of how perfect they would be together, though. I mean, she clearly is misunderstood, or just a raging bitch. But I'll go with misunderstood for right now.
Can you stop shipping them, please?
Have you met me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from a fishing island. Everything I know
Pirate
is
Queen.
ships.
All right, well, let's just get this conversation over with. I really don't want to even start this conversation.
So, are you guys just going to be walking through the town looking for this place? Or are you going to
Heading sure, ask around for the
You
Whisk
ask around.
residence.
And it's
I mean, I'm sure the Duke's residence is big.
it's the largest building on top of the tallest hill, and it's very, very easy to spot once you know what you're looking for. So you guys make your way up there. It takes a while it's several switchbacks to get up this hill. By carriage, it is or walking. It is probably 4 switchbacks to go up, maybe 200 feet. After you're on top of the hill, the place is surrounded by a 12-foot wall, huge double wooden doors, gates, with just intricate designs all over them. Big D on the front.
Christ almighty.
Hope they don't have a guard.
Biggest of D's. I don't think that's as common for every noble house to have one. Thank God.
It's only the 3rd one I've been in, so
As long as it's not a guard flump, it's fine.
So just a regular flump then.
sure.
Yeah, that one we don't have to avoid a funeral for.
Is there anyone posted at the gate, or
How do you see?
anyone with Adelaide will try the gate.
It is locked.
Thaumaturgy. The proctors of
It's
Birchfield
locked.
have
Oh,
come seeking an audience with
see, I thought
Susan
you
the
were gonna
Lesser.
make it open.
He knocked it out.
Ow, foul.
There's a bell.
Warn us.
I want to get this over with. On the plus side, maybe I deafened you enough you won't have to hear her.
What? Adelaide smirks.
So, do we be clever about it and try to find out, oh, your friend from the field wanted to say that it was a pleasure meeting you, or how do we want to spin this?
Need we spin it?
Well, I'm sure that one of them is not going to want to admit that they were in rags outside of the city gates, playing in mud, destroying fields. Crying.
We can ask if anything strange has happened to them lately. Start with that.
If they're not aware, though, that would put them, kind of on guard.
That's true.
I was hoping that one of you could just say, oh, your friend from the field, and then I could just watch them like a hawk and see if there's
Good for
any
tells.
realization or recognition on the video.
So you couldn't tell before because the way the wood is designed and things, but there's a hole that opens up in the middle of one of these two large double doors, and someone pops their head out. It looks like it may be somebody very short, even though they're about 9 feet in the air. Gnome of some sort, kind of leaning halfway out. He's wearing a footman's outfit, very, very fine, detailed clothing. He's got a very well trimmed goatee, and his hair is pulled back in a ponytail. Can I help you?
Good day.
The wizard.
We were hoping to have an audience with Susan or the Duke.
Susan.
But all of you, I don't know.
We were hoping to have an audience with Susan the Lesser. Would she happen to be home?
I'm sorry, Susan doesn't see anyone.
We are the proctors of the Birchfield Institute in Ashport. We were hired by Susan to procure an item for her. It's regarding that contract.
Where's the other guy?
He
Asleep.
is under the weather.
Aren't we all?
I mean, technically, because it's in the sky, but that's besides the point.
Clever.
Do you have the gauntlet?
Not yet, but we have a detail we wish to discuss with her, and important information regarding its location.
That could lead us to
My
the gauntlet.
understanding is you would return when you had the gauntlet.
You understood incorrectly.
We have access to the gauntlet.
Excellent. I shall tell her at once.
Thank you. Would it be possible for
He's
you
already
to
gone.
request that we...
He shut the
Okay.
door and is gone.
Okay.
This is going about as well as I
But-
expected.
I mean,
About 10
technically,
minutes.
we might have access.
10 minutes later, he pops back up in the little opening the door. Where is it?
I am very sorry, sir, but as proctors, we can only give confidential information to those that hired us. Would it be at all possible to speak with her for just a few moments of her time? I promise we won't be long.
I'll find out.
Thank you.
I have a feeling, though, that you'll be speaking with the Duke himself then.
Very well.
Excellent.
He runs off.
Let me
Another 10
guess.
minutes later.
She'll come
What?
back. He'll come back going, Madam Susan says, like, totally they are a bunch of nincompoops and they need to go get my thing.
It was worth a shot.
Sure. It was. So we wait. And Adelaide
About 10
straightens
minutes
her
later,
outfit.
he comes running back in. Well, looks like the Duke will see you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the door to the not the door he's in, but the other door just starts to open, and you hear kind of this weird kind of ratcheting sound as it some sort of gear engages and opens this door. As you come into the other side, you see there's a little platform with a little umbrella and a stool for him to sit on, and he's reading a book, and just up there. So
Is that by chance
there's-
Puppies of Mystery?
No. I don't read that drivel.
Oh, then it must be the Doggos of Deceit.
No. Sage of the World.
Sounds
Haven't heard of
interesting.
that one.
Written by Herb Herbington.
Is that something that Adelaide would be aware of? That book?
Sure. It
Yay.
is a book of spices.
Oh. Oh my god. God. Because there's a fucking H in it.
in it.
Where should we be meeting the Duke? Is there a
Follow the
particular...
path up to the building, and you will be met halfway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you start to head up in through this beautiful garden with these massive topiary and huge rose bushes. It's just a beautiful little garden, large garden. Many sort of large marble statues as well. All right. And as you are kind of admiring and walking towards the house, about halfway there's a large circular area around a pond, a ton of koi swimming around inside of it. And you turn and you see another one of these statues. This one looks incredibly realistic. The hair is very well styled and lines. A lot of care was taken with this one. It's a woman about 5.5 feet tall, and she actually looks like she's dressed in similar clothing to the footmen, but it's a little bit older style. It looks like it's maybe was carved a very long time ago, and then it moves and steps over to you. You're here to see the Duke?
Yes.
Right this way. And she turns and starts walking away.
That's a new one.
I've seen this in street fairs, but never.
Don't
As
try
you
to
watch
leave.
her, this is not a costume. This person is made out of marble or something. Not quite marble. You're not quite sure what it is.
Spectacular craftsmanship.
I'll tell my maker if I ever meet her.
Sorry, we didn't mean to be presumptuous or rude. I've never met one of your people before.
Goa. We're called Goa.
Oh,
I'm Bonnie.
One second.
Adelaide makes a mental note. Research the fuck out of the Goa.
Surprised she doesn't know everything about them already.
I know, right? My Arcana's really high too. I might roll for it.
It's like Angie's invested in the
You can give me a
Goa or
history check.
something.
Yeah, I would love. Could I justify an Arcana check?
That would be
Or
how
just-
they would work or be created, but our history is how you're going to get information.
Sure. 13.
You may have heard the name. It might you might now have kind of an idea of where you could look to get information, but it's very, very obscure. You have no, it's like I've heard of it. I don't know where. I don't know what. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it. My name is Host.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Adelaide Chaucer. and she will offer a hand.
Nice to meet you. She'll turn. She's very versed in etiquette and shakes hands and nods and greets everyone. And explains, while you're staying on the grounds, I will be your constant companion. No one is allowed to venture far without an escort.
Understood.
That's fine.
Lots of concerns for privacy?
Many. More than you could ever understand.
Oh, I'm sure that I could.
Of course, my notes disappeared on me. Of course.
We might possibly have an idea of what they want to keep secret.
Now I can't
Right.
trust that. Is it your phone or the real cat?
No,
That's
that one was
That's
Mowgli.
the real cat. That's
That was
Mowgli.
Mowgli.
He's outside my door yelling.
Duke Whisk is into many, many different types of business dealings. There are people always trying to learn his secrets so that they may be used against him or to beat him to the deal, as he might say. Have you ever met with Mr. Whisk?
No, we are new to the
No.
area.
We've not had the pleasure.
But you've been hired, or your association has been hired by him.
Correct.
So we were informed.
That's right.
Are you close to finishing?
We hope so. We require a little bit of information, but we have a solid lead.
Is there anything that I can help you with? I do know pretty much everything.
What's the square root of 144?
12.
Dang.
Merrick, that's like a grade school. Oh, never mind.
What do you?
I know
what?
that answer.
What's a square root?
Don't worry about it. It's different than a ground root.
I didn't think roots came out of the ground square.
They do if you
It's
grow
a
them in
math
molds.
thing.
Oh, I suppose.
No, I'm just sad.
So she stops outside of two very large double doors that seem to be on this kind of open air walkway between two buildings.
Beautiful estate.
You haven't answered my question.
If there was anything you could do to help.
Anything I could answer for you? It might be
Oh.
more pleasurable for you to get answers from me than dealing with the Duke.
I see.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Would we be able to? Do you know offhand where Susan the Lesser might be? Seeing as she was our primary contact for our arrangement and employment, we had some questions for her regarding obtaining the items.
She's with her father.
Ah,
And she
very
got a
good.
motion to the door you're standing next to.
Okay.
Do
is there
either-
any- Oh,
Go ahead. Do either of the two Susans make a habit of venturing out solo? Or, have a
They're
fondness for
teenage
pineapple?
girls.
Or maybe one of them came back in a really torn up, dirty dress not too long ago.
You'd be surprised how often that happens.
I don't
Party
think he's
hard, but
surprised
don't
to
party
see
at all.
Pink.
Do you have a specific question?
Did Susan the Lesser come back in the last couple of days in that state with a torn dress and dirty, looking like she'd been through a mud puddle?
Yes.
Did Susan
Yes.
the Greater as well?
No.
Well, that answers that question for me. Thank you. That is
Do I still need to disturb the Duke?
We need to relay a message.
Let me ask you a question, host. Is there any old stories about the family's history that are less well known to the public and should possibly stay that way? And I'm not trying to threaten, to be perfectly clear. Not trying to threaten.
I don't believe that you are. Dozens.
This one would have something to do with the Duke's father's adoption.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar.
And where the baby was found.
I don't know where the baby was found. I just know that it made its way here to the estate.
Well, we have access to an heirloom of that child's. Help me out here, please. That
is true. We were recently given something that would have belonged to Diglett, or Duke Diglett. I don't know how he exactly.
It's not exact.
Diglett was a duke. No.
All right.
We do have access to something of his. We're not sure if the Duke would like to have something of his father's. From when he was a child.
I would say that the Duke doesn't like to be reminded of those times. Or the history behind it. But I'll leave the final decision to you.
Has the Duke or either of the Susans ever been known to change shape? Possibly pertaining to that heritage.
They gain and lose weight. They grow. Is that what you mean? You can tell she knows that's not what you mean.
No. Something that's a little grander scale and maybe skips generations. We don't actually know on that factor.
I will never understand why flesh people always want to put everything in such subtle terms. If you speak plainly, we could have been done with this conversation a long time ago. It does not skip generations. It can be controlled. The problem is that the item that controls it is running out.
But perhaps, what is the item that controls it?
A special tea.
Well,
the last of it was purchased by the Duke, and we could not find a supplier.
That explains a lot, and we still might need to talk to them. Actually, let me ask you a question.
We would not want any of this information getting out, and would not like to be confronted with any of this.
Oh, we understand.
I think it's best that you spoke with me, although if you need to,
you
got to point to the door.
Let me ask you a question. You've known the family a long time. In your opinion, if there was someone good-natured, but not wanting to give up the item they need, perhaps willing to help them, but not necessarily give it to them.
The Duke likes to be in control, and he does not take no for an answer.
If a business arrangement were to be equitable to that level of control, would that be something that the Duke was open to? Obviously, he's made these purchases in the past and doesn't wish to continue making these purchases, but if that is the best way to make sure that they are in constant supply of something that they need, then perhaps...
Once the Duke has the item in his hands, he will not let it go.
But if he does not obtain the item, then the choice is made for him, is it not?
My understanding is that... Well, what do you mean? Sorry.
If the T that controls the transformations is running out, then if the Duke doesn't play ball, then he really doesn't have much of an option at that point, does he?
I have worked with this family for several generations. You pardon me if I say that the Duke is one of the most cruel and heartless individuals I've ever known. He will make the deal, and then he will change the deal.
What about his daughters? What caliber are they?
One of them takes very much after their father. The other one, I believe, is trustworthy.
Is Susan the Lesser the one that takes after her father?
No, of course not.
Excellent. I have a message for her eyes only, if that could be entrusted to you.
I don't know how you're going to do that right now. She's in with her father.
I meant to write it down for you to deliver to her later, if possible.
I can do this, yes.
Excellent. And Bonnie's going to start rummaging through her pack for a piece of paper and a pen.
Duke is going to want to know why he was interrupted before and why you have not shown up.
Could you let him know that we received outside information that meant we needed to leave to have more of a discussion with our source of information outside of the building? That's technically not wrong.
I don't mind. I can make a million excuses. The question is, I need to either go in there and tell him you've left, or you need to go in there and tell him what you need to tell him.
I don't want anything to happen to him. He doesn't deserve it.
I agree. We will go, and she just finishes writing down her message. This is for Susan the Lesser, when she can be caught at a private moment. And it just says, Dear Susan, it was lovely meeting you in the forest the other day. I would very much like to invite you to tea. Could you please send word back to me via Bonnie, my courier? Lundquist.
Great.
Thank you. We will take care.
Thank you, host.
You were incredibly helpful.
It has been a singular pleasure.
Host,
Today. Oh,
if it were up to you, and would you want one of the daughters to be able to take over for the rest of the family? Do you think that they would go down a better path than what the others are currently reputed to the reputation that they have?
You Fleshborn are prone to changing your whims at any point for any reason. I do not know. I serve
I'm
this
not.
family, and I serve this estate. That is my duty. Whoever is in charge.
Whoever is in charge.
I have been here for over 100 years. Several generations.
All right. Well, all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alfonso will let you out.
Thank you, host.
Thank you.
As you leave, she turns and heads into the room. Shuts the door back.
Merrick is going to try to stay back and listen.
You hear her walking, and you hear footsteps, and they start to trail off.
Oh, okay.
And nothing has been said, and yeah, it's this is a big building.
Okay.
Bonnie is very quiet until after they leave the estate.
None of this makes me comfortable.
No, I don't even know if we
No.
should go back to the caves right now. I
Yeah,
don't want
I
to
would
risk us
wait.
being followed. He doesn't deserve that. This is really...
I agree. Awful?
Yeah, I mean, Adelaide, what do we do? The proctors are going to tell us we're supposed to get the gauntlet. And technically we are, but we'd have to steal it from someone. And if we don't steal it from him and give it to them and the Duke finds out where it is, he might just go kill him.
And then we won't get credit.
Well, and beyond that, he'll be dead. At least we wouldn't kill him.
But the job will be done.
Well, I'm still hoping that maybe there's a technicality in our contract. If Susan's the one who's technically requesting it, and we are able to provide her with a solution she deems satisfactory, maybe we can still get out of this without having to make an overarching decision. Give her access to the gauntlet. They can... Maybe... I don't know.
Well, Bonnie did lay down that groundwork by leaving that letter, so hopefully Susan is intelligent enough to not read it in front of her father. Or Host is trustworthy enough to not deliver it in front of her father.
I got the...
What?
Sorry, I was just going to say, I got the impression that Host is somehow tied to the estate or the family and serves them rather than necessarily liking the fact that she's serving particular people.
Right, but she serves whoever's in charge, and right now that's the Duke.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be the case with any employee of the estate. I don't think... I'm not sure we're worse off now. We just need to figure out what we're going to do.
Well, I could poison him.
We're not here for political assassination, Merrick. That's probably a gold tier proctor job.
Oh, sure.
I don't want to assassinate anybody.
It's all right, Bonnie. They won't promote us for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we should just go back to the inn for now.
Yeah, I
And
don't
try-
want to.
It's been
Yeah.
a long day.
Well, that, and we don't want to lead them back. Not if we can help it.
All right. Well, you laid the breadcrumbs for reaching out to you, Bonnie. So maybe we just see if Susan the Lesser takes the. Well, let's not call it bait. It's genuine.
Initiative.
There you go.
She's come to the establishment before. She knows where we're staying, so it's possible that she'll show up on her own.
And this time we'll talk to her.
And talk to her plainly.
And yeah,
You don't have to. You can.
no, it's fine. I think a chance to clear the air wouldn't be too bad. I may have said some things that were rather regrettable, given the information that we have now.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I said a lot.
Right. And what exactly did you say?
Ooh. It's not important. It's not going to come up. Don't worry.
Mhm.
All right. Well, back to the inn then.
All right, you guys head back to the inn. Can you do anything?
Bonnie's gonna sit downstairs and have some food and a drink and just kind of wait to see if Susan shows up at all.
Okay. So you have a sit down there. You guys have dinner, relax for a little bit.
Barkeep, a pint of your finest.
Okay. He gives you a pint of his. I mean, it's nothing great, but
Yeah.
finest what? Ale?
Yeah.
It's not that late yet.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
He gets you the ale.
Yeah.
He's not that late yet.
Oh.
That's only the night shift.
Got
The graveyard shift.
Adelaide's in her room, sort of packing, unpacking, reading in her book, just not sure how to approach this.
All right. So who's downstairs then? Late. Just Bonnie?
Val's probably still
Val?
trying to like
And
muse through what the fuck are we gonna do.
So Tess, Bonnie, Val, and Merrick are downstairs. Adelaide is upstairs relaxing.
No,
and
not
you hear the door
decidedly
opens.
not relaxed, but I am upstairs.
Yeah. And in walks Susan the Lesser. She's wearing a very simple for her dress. Nothing too gauche right now. You can hear that you see a carriage outside with 2 footmen, yeah. She kind of like comes in. She like looks around. She sees you guys. She kind of just rolls her eyes and walks over. Just sits down next to not next to either of you. She like sits at a table next to you. If there's no seats, that's not next to someone. And she just like,
Doesn't
kinda
make
turns
eye
and looks at you.
contact.
No, she does. Well, she doesn't make eye contact, but she at least looks in your general direction. So, like, what was that all about?
The note?
Yeah, like, what is this thing? Like, who the hell is this Lundquist guy?
Do you remember the other day you were out in the forest and
I don't go to the forest. It's kind of gross and dirty.
So there was someone out in the forest who encountered someone else, and it seemed that that second someone else was rather upset, and that first someone else was rather intrigued and hoping. Oh no. Spin for Susan the Lesser.
Oh no!
So
You
I
gonna
feel like
sing?
Merrick's
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Merrick's oh no needs to happen in response to whatever happens to Susan.
All right, hold on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't know why the push button's not working to make that happen.
Uh-oh.
I
Real
saw it-
causality.
I
Dun,
saw
dun,
it
dun.
pop up and my heart was like, oh no.
Elderberries. I don't like the way that sounds.
At least it wasn't vomitorium.
That's true.
Elderberries, which one was that? Oh no.
I didn't-
Oh no. I remember what that one was.
I have no idea.
Oh God, I don't even fucking know that many. All right. Okay. All right.
This was
so-
one that would be great going to like Mike or Kyle.
Oh, is this a to speak only
alright.
in Monty Python quotes or something like
Not
that?
quite, but
Oh,
close.
beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Glad to oblige, Matthew. Glad to oblige.
Like, okay, hold on. Fuck. These need to be PC only. Hold on. What are we talking about? Somebody give me my prompt again. What'd you guys say?
There was something someone was out in the field and was encountered by another person who was very concerned at that person's emotional state, and they were interested in speaking to that person to see if there was anything that they wanted to get off their chest.
I don't know. That like doesn't really like sound like me because I always try to look like, you know, on the bright side of life.
You may not have been very far into the woods, but it had to do with a certain pineapple incident.
I don't even like pineapple. They smell like dead parrots.
Is that why the field got torn up?
I like really don't even have any clue what you're talking about right now. Like, so where is my gauntlet?
Well, about that. There is a person who the person who is interested in the other person's emotional well-being has a large allotment of teas available, and was interested in sharing a cuppa with person number one.
All right. I don't really understand how this has anything to do with me. But I mean, I guess. I'm like, if it's going to give me my gauntlet, I guess that's fine.
He is a descendant of the people that the gauntlet is the heirloom to, and he is willing to share some tea with you and potentially get to know you a little bit better and gauntlet willing. He's very sweet.
Susan the Lesser, Lady Susan, sorry, I don't remember right now exactly how I'm supposed to refer to you, so I apologize. But this is something that might be easier to talk to you about if you're all right going up to one of the rooms with us, just so we're not down here in public. It's a lot of potentially sensitive information that we'd rather not discuss down here.
I guess.
Thank you. Would you like me to get something to be brought up for you? Food or drink or anything?
I mean, you know, if they have like maybe spam eggs and spam, that'd be nice.
I will find out. And I'll be up with it in a few minutes.
She starts walking upstairs.
Is there something wrong with your hips?
Man, that lost me.
You're walking kind of silly.
Logan's already over it. He's like, no.
Well, I didn't mean to start an argument.
So Bonnie will go try to procure some spam, eggs, and spam.
All right.
But no beans.
I think it's spam, eggs,
Egg,
ham,
spam,
and
spam. Yes. She likes ham and spam and eggs and ham and spam a lot, right?
All right. So you guys head on up and get up there, and she's like writing in her little journal that she's got with her.
I assume we're gonna bring her to the room where Adelaide is, so we can all have the conversation, unless Adelaide would prefer to be left
take her
out.
to Adelaide's room. That sounds awesome.
I just didn't want anybody to be left out.
It's mine and
Sure.
Adelaide's room, so Val goes into that room.
Susan Lesser walks in, sits down in a chair, and just keeps writing in her journal.
Oh, hello.
We thought it would be better to talk up here rather than downstairs.
Sure.
How do you spell herring? Never mind. She starts writing.
HAIR space RING.
Yeah, something like that. Well, you really are stupid. All right. So, what do we need to do now? Like, I really would like to get my gauntlets. It's very important.
I'm assuming we've shut the door and like Bonnie is either back up with us or okay. I'm tired of dancing around everything. And she looks at everybody else. We know about the transformations. We know why you need the tea. We don't plan to tell anybody, just to be clear. But
She's still writing in her journal. You're not even sure she's paying attention to you.
Susan.
What?
we know you transform. We know why you need the
What does that
tea.
even mean?
You woke up in the woods a couple nights ago.
No.
You were in the woods a couple nights ago?
Maybe.
And you were crying.
Ugh,
So something must
a
have
little.
upset you.
Yeah, something really upset me. I was giant and green. Ew. I had nothing to wear.
Well,
So-
Lindquist wanted to make you a dress to wear.
He tried.
I am a summer. Green does not go well.
Everything's green in summer.
Ew.
Go ahead, Barry.
I tried.
So the guy that met you in the woods that tried to ask if you were okay, but was
You mean the troll? Ew.
He's a giant, so
More importantly, he is a person, Susan. A person who happens to want to get to know you better, despite the fact that you turn, as you said, gross and green and giant. That's a person of value.
Ew.
You yourself.
All right. She goes back to writing.
He also shares many interests with you, like a love of tea and tea-related objects.
Yeah, I'm really not that big into tea.
But yet you have one of the largest collections of tea-related artifacts in the entire world.
His daddy keeps buying stuff for me. I don't even want it anymore. He just keeps buying all this tea crap. Like meets with a new tea person like every other day. It's ridiculous.
Are you aware of why he is so interested in tea?
No, I mean, I liked it when I was younger, and maybe it's okay now, but I'm just trying to complete the whole set now. Haven't you ever wanted to do that?
Isn't there a particular flavor of tea that you preferred when you were younger that you haven't perhaps had in a while?
Daddy keeps wanting me to drink that ugly, gross tea. I don't like it.
It's the tea that keeps you from changing.
Ugh, even worse.
So, what's worse, changing or drinking the tea? Or having...
Hold on.
Adelaide watches her, fascinated that it is taking this long to answer.
She goes back to writing in her book. She seems to have forgotten.
So, yep. Well,
Susan,
she closes the book. Yes.
what makes you actually happy?
Yeah, not being here and ask stupid questions.
I know, but just humor me for a minute. Having the freedom to come and go as you please.
Yes.
No, not being in your father's house, maybe. I don't know. I don't know your life situation.
I don't really know. I've really never had an opportunity to know what I want.
We're trying to give you that opportunity.
Ugh. All right.
Can you muster a modicum of sincerity for us?
I was just a very busy night, and you guys interrupted that. So, I'm not used to having to do things. So maybe you could bear with me just a little.
Of course.
That's fine. What it boils down to is he'd like to meet with you. Even in your group. Yes.
He wants to take you to tea. He wants to be nice to you. Sure.
He wants to get to know you.
I guess his nose is kind of cute.
That's exactly what he said about your
You're
nose.
not wrong.
Ugh, my green ugly nose. He liked it.
He did.
He thought you were very pretty.
He wanted to make you dresses. He wanted to make you happy. He just didn't know how, and he felt terrible for not knowing how to communicate.
Let's let him tell himself. It's...
He's a very lovely person.
He was. He tried really hard. He even tried to make a dress. He didn't know how, but he tried.
Which, by the way, if you're really interested in having perhaps a backup in the event that you outgrow what you're wearing in those sort of bouts of growth, perhaps we could get something tailored for you.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if we're gonna have a date, I have standards, all right? So it's gotta be
of course,
a really good date.
He would like you to come to his house and prepare some tea for you.
Just tea? I mean, I'm used to more meals.
We'll make sure that there is sustenance.
What's your opinion of horse?
I've had it. It's all right. It's pretty good with pineapple.
And I can guarantee that your meal will be accompanied by one of the best bards in the city.
Oh, do you know one?
Val.
I happen to know several bards in the city, yes.
Ah.
When would you be available for said date so that I can let Lindquist know?
I don't know, a few days. Let's see, 1, 2, 5.
5 days from now?
No, I guess tomorrow will be fine.
Okay, I will let him know.
That was subtle.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Took me a minute to realize that you were still doing the Monty Python.
One per
was
scene for the rest
beautiful.
of the game with this character, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Better move on to a new scene for Logan's sake.
All right, I will send him a sending, and
I guess, like, should I not drink my tea tomorrow? I mean, not that I ever want to drink it. It's gross.
it's up to you.
How long do it? What is the
How
duration
long
of its
do it?
effects?
Oh my god, have you ever spoken before?
Sometimes me not word good.
I like seriously doubt that. I mean, I've looked at, I can see you, and I just, I don't know. It seems like you might be very good with your tongue.
Adelaide and Val both turned to Bonnie.
We held
Bonnie.
hands. We just held hands. That's all we did. We haven't done anything else yet.
Wait, you said yet, so there's a.
So there's a chance.
So, like, was it an unladen swallow?
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry for that one. The whole time. I was sitting on that one for a while.
Not yet, anyway. Holy God.
Ethan.
Oh,
Some say
Proud of yourself, Matthew. You did this.
I should say he should be very proud of himself.
Very
That was
proud of yourself.
amazing.
Please be very proud of yourself.
some say it comes down to my knee.
Bonnie just looks at her mug and just starts
I don't say
just
it.
starts
Some
drinking.
do. Sorry, I had to force that one.
I mean, you're
It
like
was not
4 inches
great.
tall, so what's that, like 2 inches?
I mean,
Ratio-wise, that's not bad.
I was gonna say, that's what I thought.
It's true.
I'm not a
Tripod
walrus.
category.
I mean, Lindquist is a giant. If that's your
No, we're done having this conversation.
word.
We're
Okay.
done with this one.
Anyway.
Yes, I will send him a sending, and yes. Let me go ahead and do that while you're here, so I can relay his response without
I'll go
having
back to phone,
to
take my friend.
pester you any longer.
And she opens her book, keeps writing.
That sounds interesting. All right. So Bonnie's going to send a Lindquist. And we'll say, "Hi, Lindquist. This is Bonnie. Susan would enjoy having tea with you tomorrow. What time is best?"
Oh my god, 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 6.
That was the most adorable thing in the entire
What did he say?
history of sendings. He said 6 p.m. would be perfect.
right.
A little early. I'll have to make some excuse to get out of the house, but I guess
What time is it now?
11ish. It's late.
At night?
Yeah.
I'm sure that a young woman such as yourself, as talented and as intelligent as you are, will have no problem finding an excuse to leave.
She closes her book and gets up and leaves.
No, please, not so enthusiastic.
Can you meet us here? And I will be happy to escort you.
We're here at 4 o'clock.
Perfect. Thank you.
I hope you have my
2
dress.
hours to get ready.
I will absolutely have a dress for you. Not green, right? You wanted something. You said you're more of a winter.
She said she's a summer.
Summer, sorry.
I'm a summer here, but I'm not a summer when I'm like that. I don't know.
Pink goes good
Just
with
figure it
green.
out.
Jewel tones. Absolutely jewel tones.
Just go to Marco and tell him that it's for me, and he'll put it on my daddy's tab.
Will do.
Marco, which establishment is he with?
Marco's.
He works for Polo.
Don't steal my jokes,
Nope,
Angela.
every time I will steal if I think of it.
Excellent.
I prefer the 2 button.
Weirdly, though, they're up here. It's more of a cape.
So, you guys sleep, wake up the next day, early, I
we
assume.
have to plan how to help Lundquist with a date. Bonnie?
Yes?
Oh no, hold on.
You're way too happy
We
about
do
this.
have something else that happens. Thank you. So, right as
Yeah.
she's leaving, Adelaide, you get a sending from Robin, the sending that we talked about last time, chastising you for the way you treated a client, and specifically asking how many drugs Merrick is on, and asking, basically suggesting that we may need to kick Merrick to the curb, and he may be losing his status. So all of that in about 25 words.
If I recall correctly, the tone was very severe. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, that's about right.
So Adelaide ends up being slightly rattled for the rest of the evening and does not share the fact
Okay.
that she received said sending.
All right.
Is there a response, or do you just ignore it?
Oh, I don't respond.
Okay.
Not at all.
Excellent.
At minimum, like, okay.
Well, that actually didn't go too terrible.
It could have been a lot worse.
Quite.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have to go to Marco's tomorrow.
I think I might try and get something for Lundquist as well.
Right. We
So he
said
can
that
look kind
you
of dapper.
find him an outfit. At the very
Maybe something that's big and loose. Like not pants. I don't know that we'd be able to find pants that would fit him.
We could go to I have an idea. I have an idea on that.
All right.
So you guys sleep, wake up the next day, and head out.
Yeah.
Yar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Marco's.
All right. So you head over to an area of town that's nearby where the Whisk Estate is, right down the bottom of the hill there. It's a very ritzy, very expensive sort of shops, and you see this large bronze statue of a woman riding a horse, and she's got this mallet in her hands, and right above it says Marco's in this nice script font. And in the 2 large windows, and inside there are there's mannequins. Actually, no, they have people, actually models in the windows with the clothing on them, dressing and twirling and spinning. And every 20 or 30 minutes, one of them leaves and goes gets a new outfit and comes back to the windows.
Must be hot during the summertime.
Probably. So how are we gonna do this? Just order a really large dress and then enlarge it? How long does that last for?
I don't know. I don't actually have that spell. I might have to find a scroll or something.
You you are all excited about, oh, I know, and you don't actually know how to cast that.
I did actually say that I don't have that spell. But I could probably find someone who does it. Or I could find, I'm sure there's somebody that sells scrolls. There's got to be someone who sells scrolls around here. I'm sure I can find one.
I actually have an idea on that. While you guys check out Marco's, I'm going to go down to the merchant district. Let's see if I can...
Okay. The generic merchant district or the high-end merchant district?
A high-end merchant district.
You're in it. Marco's in the
perfect.
middle of it.
Perfect.
Merrick, I'll join you.
All right.
So wait, I have to help pick out a dress?
You don't have
Good
to.
luck.
You get to.
Okay.
Adelaide waves by to Val like,
I guess we could use me for color matching.
Perfect. So Bonnie starts rifling through dresses and she pulls out like kind of this steel.
You go near, you look at a dress wrong, and you hear this voice from the back. No! Please do not do that. Please don't do that. Don't touch. What do you want? Kind of looks you up and down.
I'm here on behalf of Susan the Lesser to.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry, I realized I should describe him. So this is a half-elf man. His hair is kind of almost spun into kind of a twirl on the top of his head, like almost like a soft serve kind of twirl on the top of his head, and it's kind of this rainbow of colors, but it's not like a normal set of rainbow colors. It's probably kind of a greenish to teal, bluish to teal sort of spectrum, but it's not a fade. It's like blocks, so it kind of just goes up into it. So each strand is a series of colors and twirls up into this kind of sort of soft serve top. He's wearing this very, very light, sort of almost see-through white shirt, and it's unbuttoned down about halfway, just kind of flows on him. He's fairly muscular, and he's these tight leather pants on. And these very nice platform shoes. They're kind of black with little wingtips.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Are you
dresses? What are you doing here? What can I do for you?
Are you Marco?
Of course I'm Marco. Who else would be here?
My apologies. My name is Bonnie. I'm here on behalf of Susan the Lesser to pick out an outfit for her.
Do you always come in and attempt to touch everybody's dresses?
I apologize. I've not been in your establishment before, and I am new to town.
Oh, well, what are you doing here again? I'm sorry, you know Susan the Lesser, but you're new to town. How is this?
She had specifically hired me for my services.
All right. What do you need?
So I came to town. A lovely date dress. Something in a jewel tone. I'm thinking maybe a slate gray.
Susan the Lesser is the summer. That does not make sense.
It's for a costume. She's gonna be going as I forget what it's called.
Sorry, Susan Lesser does not do costumes. She does not dress up. She does not like this. I've known her for very, very many years. I gave her a little dress, all of her dresses all the way up. They've all been Marcos.
Well, that is phenomenal. But,
She wants me to look she wants me to look less shitty. I have to stand around and guard her, and she hates this, and she gestures at her armor. And I'm green, so
yes,
it needs
I understand. This sounds like Susan the Lesser very much so. So you need a dress. Yes, I understand now. You need much more help than that. I will send you elsewhere after this.
Oh, God.
And do you also do men's attire? She has another guard that is...
Marcos does not discriminate. Do you think I look this fabulous without that? I have an eye for both.
Well, he's green like me, so that's the reason it's not the summer colors situation. I apologize. I don't know what the summer colors are.
Summer colors are more of like pastels and
Ooh, yeah,
bright,
that's not
bright
gonna
colors.
look good on.
Winters, I think would look good with your skin tone, kind of
Yes,
jewel
winters
tones.
would look good on you, but I think we need to go a little bit more rustic, a little bit more swamp, and then we can go and we can get something very fabulous here.
Maybe a little into autumn for a bit of earthiness.
I do agree. Earthiness, autumn, yes.
Yes, I think so.
Bonnie, I don't know what these words mean, other than the seasons.
That's okay. Just let me have fun.
Great. That's why you just need Marco to help you. First, we will get your measurements. And he grabs your arm and just kind of starts dragging you a little roughly over to a little place to stand, and starts taking your measurements.
Marco.
All right then. She's wearing armor. Is he going to measure her over the armor?
Yeah, he does.
All right. Whatever. It's going to have to be big anyway, so it's fine.
Are you going to be
let
wearing?
him know that you're.
Are you going to be wearing those big heels later as well?
You mean the ones that she thinks make me look more intimidating?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
She's got a kind of a custom boot platform heel, similar to what you're wearing, but lifts her up almost a good, I would say 2 feet.
Those are not platforms. Those are stilts. You're going to be wearing stilts. This is a costume. Ridiculous, but doable. Nothing is impossible for Marco. Although you are pushing me to my limits.
We would trust no one else, sir.
He gets a box about 2 feet tall, a couple of boxes, and stacks them up and makes you get on top of them.
She stands on them. And
he starts taking
just looks at Bonnie like, what is happening?
Bonnie is delighted. Utterly delighted.
All right. I assume that you will need to be able to wear your... And he knocks in your armor underneath all of this. Because this is horrendous.
It needs to be a little loose. I was thinking what might work well, because sometimes we're in the house and I don't have to wear as much armor, would be... a
little loose?
What?
A little loose? Loose like a goose is loose?
No, like I was thinking, I don't know what they're called. Okay. Well, okay. No, actually, she probably would at least know what that's called. Like with the corset strings, so that if I need, just so that I...
You want the cinch? You want a dress that cinches?
So that I can adjust it if I'm wearing different armor?
Adjustable. Oh, all right. Nothing is impossible for Marco.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult. It's just a weird situation. I've never had to put a dress
It's
over
just the
my
way that you
armor.
are. I understand.
Perfect. Well, I think we are in excellent hands.
We'll cut over to Merrick and Adelaide. Where are you guys?
Yes, where are we going, Merrick?
So we need to obtain food, for one, because tea, having a nice spread of perhaps finger sandwiches, large fingers, regular-sized sandwiches, and cakes and cookies, perhaps. And also we need to stop by a Wainwright.
For what purpose?
Well, our friend needed a suit, did he not?
Sure. You're thinking
Well,
like
who has
canvas.
Who has a large selection of canvas or silk that they might be able to make, a nice pair of choppers or
All right. So groceries and textile shopping.
Certainly.
All right.
But you guys didn't think this was a shopping episode, was it?
Merrick,
Mm.
are you on drugs? Not because of your choices, just in general.
I'm sorry to say, but There is a particular drug that I've become rather fond of lately.
Bonnie, I understand the joke.
Damn it!
Real drug.
Damn it! No,
All right.
no real drugs. Just that.
Just the joke. I understand. Just please stop gesturing. I thought... I understand you only...
Right, but
Never make that noise in front of me again.
that coat, though.
I mean, I agree with the coat. But... Merrick, I am... How to put this? I'm sorry.
Apology accepted?
I have let, against my better judgment, I have gotten a bit lax and have potentially put you in a situation in which I shouldn't have. I should have been more responsible and not sicked you on Susan the Lesser earlier.
Is this about what I said to her downstairs?
Yes.
Well, I did say some rather unkind things. Oh, there was the drugs bit.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not on any drugs. And no, had I known that she would have gone crying to Daddy, I wouldn't have said what I said.
And Daddy went crying to Robin. And I
fuck.
got an earful in every sense of the word.
Right. Well, you can tell Robin that he doesn't have anything to worry about as far as that is concerned. It was a poor choice of affectation in communication at the time. That it will not be a repeat occurrence with our clients.
Very good.
I can't promise that I'm not going to do it again, though. It's just not going to happen with our clients.
Well, that's the key point, I think.
I'm not a monk.
Like I said, I'm sorry. I think you all are pretty decent. And I enjoy your company.
Ugh. Don't insult me after you apologize.
I just think I need to keep my head down and focus on the work for a little while. I feel like maybe I got a little off track, and it's not a reflection on you so much as just I'm new to the whole people thing.
Adelaide, you've been nothing but focused on the job. I think you're being too hard on yourself.
Well, if I'm not hard on myself, who will be?
Me.
Great.
And Robin. And probably Val. Arthur not so much. Barney definitely not.
Point taken. Alright, let's buy groceries for a teenage ogre date. It feels weird.
I mean, love is love. And a date is a date. It's the first date. So there shouldn't be any assumption that there's love there.
I'm going for at least friendly indifference. That's
tolerable.
Yeah. That's my my hope. All right. So Adelaide will certainly be able to help with all right, so Susan's of this class. This is sort of what that baseline good date food is. You know, something that
Though we really should have asked him what kind of food he likes.
Well, he doesn't care for chocolates, so
But there's every sort of element of chocolate that could be the culprit of that disgust reaction.
well, if I know Bunny, it was probably dark chocolate. So
bitter, not sweet was the problem, maybe.
perhaps he likes pineapple, which is sour.
All right.
Maybe some lemon curd,
Mm-hmm.
clotted cream.
Yes, nice crusty bread. And they just continue to go on and wax poetically about food.
I'm
you
so
guys,
happy that you're actually making yummy faces at clotted cream now, love.
Yeah, it doesn't. It still sounds gross, but at least it's tasty. I had clotted cream for the first time. So you guys probably after your discussion go and actually get lunch, and then go and get dinner. For them.
Wait, Taco, I'm really hungry. Are you hungry?
We should take some back to the gang.
We need to taste test before we order
Of course.
food for the day. Yeah.
It'd be irresponsible to bring food somewhere that we hadn't tried and proven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys get it. Then you're going to a wagon maker.
Wainwright sailing ship.
Yes, it's a cart.
Wagons and sails. Yeah. Okay. So to do what now?
To get a nice big pair of jotpurs and a good like billowy like loose linen tunic.
To get materials in which to potentially take to Marcos. To
Okay.
get sewed into something large.
Well, you can get the material there, no problem.
See, all right. So I'm talking to the shopkeep. There's a parade that we're going to have, and we need to be able to dress, someone that's about describe however many feet tall,
9
about
feet
that
or so.
tall, about 9 feet tall, muscular build, but a little lanky, someone to, it's going to be, like a design on the float, and it's going to be a costume, and you're going to be making said costume, and we want to advertise your business on the float. So we'd like a pair of jotpurs and a nice tunic before 3:00 this afternoon.
So while he says that sure they can do something like that. It'll be rough, but they can make it look okay. That amount of time though means they have to put a lot of other jobs on hold, so it's gonna be very expensive.
Define very expensive.
6 gold.
I don't know if all right.
All right, so you pay it, which is a lot of money to them, but you pay off the 6 gold there, and they will get to work.
I'll give them a tip of 2 silver.
Okay, great. As you guys, oh god, that dress. Okay, that's pretty good. What just happened with the bot? Oh,
I was
you did it.
I
Okay.
was doing
It did what it was supposed to. No, it did what it was supposed to. I was just like, I thought it was going crazy.
Mr. Blinks came back. Alan is here saying hi, and
Hey!
he hadn't been around recently, so he didn't know about the changeover from Countless.
Countless is over, buddy. Sorry about
You can
that.
catch it all on YouTube.
Yes, it's all
It
on
was
VOD.
YouTube. It's all got VD. Wait, what? So,
Soxy was a paladin. She couldn't get one.
that's true.
I have cure disease. I'm good.
I was immune from disease.
Nothing bugs her.
Hey.
So,
But Bonnie,
how did we never make that joke?
Or asking her if it was a 24-hour bug. It's like, no, it's a lifetime bug.
not a bug, it's
A
a
forever
feature.
bug.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
I love it.
Anyway, so this show is only once a week on Tuesdays. And you had standards. And this one was a podcast before, and now it is a stream because the podcast took 16 hours an episode to edit. We just didn't have the time. We couldn't do it. We found our limit. A 6-man podcast, or 5-person podcast was it? No, 6-person podcast was it. That was the limit. So anyway, so here we are doing a streaming because we love the show and we have too much fun with it, and it gives us a chance to get a different look at the world of Vale. Actually, the original look at the world of Vale, as opposed to the other content that we made. So this one's a much more industrial, fantasy type world, side of the world. So anyway, all right. So So by 3:00 you get the clothing. Valen and Bonnie, you guys have sort of kind of made a T-skirt dress. Is that the right term for that?
It is a T-length dress, yes.
Yeah, and it's kind of poofy. And is that the color? The kind of white and
It's it's like an ice blue, which will look very pretty against green.
With kind of a fabric ribbon corset back to it, which is very nice. Makes it adjustable. I think you've done very well. Have you posted that to the group? Oh
yes, the link has been posted. Bonnie will also ask Marco if he has anything suitable for a performance event.
Of course I do. I have anything you could possibly need.
I require something for myself. I would love your expert opinion.
You're not beyond help.
Thank you.
What type of things do you like to sing? I do not
understand
you completely.
I'm a violinist.
That does not tell me anything. You could be doing sea shanties for all I know.
On occasion, but I do also perform the classics.
The classics such as... What sort of classics do you perform?
She will name some famous composer violin concertos. Things that would be like upper society pieces.
But you say you still do sea shanties occasionally? I do not like sea shanties. I just say...
it's where I come from.
You come from sea shanties? A little shanty by the sea?
Well, actually, yes. She'll kind of
he comes over and puts his hand on her shoulder. So sorry. Marco will fix.
All right. I'm delighted by this.
So he starts to outfit you as well. He's got several assistants that will start to make an outfit for you, a performing outfit. Is this for Susan the Lesser for performing? Is this something I should put on her tab?
Oh, no. I will pay for it. I will absolutely.
Oh, you will pay for the Marco. All right.
I will pay for it.
All right. Yes. So he finishes up. He gets you the last fittings and everything, and spins you around. Do you have a picture of what you think you might want this to look like?
Not yet, but I will shortly.
Well,
to Pinterest.
To Pinterest.
Glitter.
Pants, getting some pants.
Jodhpurs, get some jodhpurs.
Do you love it?
I do. I love it.
Good. Marco knew you would love it. Marco.
There are just 2 people in the store that do that whenever.
Yes, just do that every time.
Just peek out.
He has 4 people in the windows just being models. There's definitely people just every time he says Marco, they just kind of appear.
Hype whisperer.
Yes. All right. So once you're happy with it, one of his assistants comes over, and I will be leaving with my assistant now. I must go and work on other Marcos. He turns and walks away.
Of course.
Welcome to Shenanigoons. We love that you've subscribed. You've tuned into Shenanigoons and no one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic, mystery is usually the vibe. Again, we are Shenanigoons. You're awesome. You subscribed.
Thank you, Mr. Blinks.
Thank you, Mr. Blinks. Thank you.
That was delightful.
Thanks, Alan. You hadn't gotten to see that yet.
And now you're sorry that you have.
We'll have some other ones coming in soon, some different
Yup.
musics and things.
It's my new mini project is to get me and Matthew to do as many genres as possible.
Let's see here. And that is Matthew Siebert in the link singing that. We absolutely loved it and stole it.
And Heather
wrote
and
the
I on
lyrics.
lyrics.
Oh yeah, and Ange, I'm sorry.
It's mostly Heather.
All right, Bonnie's dress has now been posted in chat.
I wrote the original and then we tweaked the hell out of it.
Collaboration.
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 Thank you, Kyle. I'm so glad we hit you with.
So you guys walk in and you see Bonnie in this this dress, and Val in a dress as well. Just both being final fittings, last minute adjustments, but they look fabulous.
I assume
Kind of
Kyle
scared.
being completely incapacitated. We're going to translate it into Merrick looking slack jawed at Bonnie.
Yes. Why is Merrick dead? I missed something.
I think it was because we made a Fiddler on the Roof joke. He
Yep.
went, collaboration. And he's gone.
He's gone again, so yep.
Anyway.
Oh, have a good birthday, Mr. Bling.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Kyle, what the hell?
Happy
You guys killed
birthday
Kyle.
from Shenanigans to you.
I don't
I don't know. He's fucking dead. That's amazing.
Weeping. Just openly weeping. Anyway,
Killed
happy
him.
birthday from Shenanigans to you, and happy birthday. I don't know anymore.
I hope your dreams come true. Yay!
You were literally at the end. You didn't know any more words.
I didn't know.
There's like two more
I didn't
words.
know
That's-
how to rhyme with Shenanigans.
Balloons.
festooned.
Happy birthday. We don't got no
Bastards.
balloons.
There you go.
Hey.
Thank you, Matthew.
Oh no, that's gonna be in my head all night now.
I love it.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I think we are ready.
As ready as we're gonna be.
Time
So
fatigue.
the assistant comes over with this envelope that's got Marco's, like a silhouette of Marco's face on it, and a stamp or seal on it that is also a silhouette of Marco's face, and it just says Marco across the back.
Bonnie opens it. Assuming
As you
it's-
open it, you hear whispered,
Marco.
is it the bill for
inside
my
is
dress?
is the bill, yes. 550 gold.
We're supposed to put that on Duke Whisk's tab.
You know, on second thought, this is supposed to go on Susan's tab.
You know, I'm performing for her. I'll pay half of it.
I was gonna say I have the money, but I'm not giving it to you.
I left my
No.
wallet at not here.
At the cheese store. Gosh, Merrick, how could you do that?
I need to go back to that charcuterie place.
I look at it again. Is it just the tab for my dress?
Yeah.
Or is it? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I found. Here it is. I found my wallet.
What did I say about making that noise in front of me again?
That was a different noise.
Bonnie.
Merrick will help.
Oh, I don't have to. That's like a lot.
You've already
Bonnie.
helped me enough. Wearing that.
Helped you at least halfway.
We did go to a Wayne, right?
That's a subtle one. Yeah. That's just rewarding for the people that know what a Wayne right now.
All right, so Bonnie takes out her purse and hands over pretty much everything she's got,
Which is
Merrick.
how much?
which is 200 gold.
And Merrick will pay the rest.
Okay, 350
Oh
gold.
shit!
Merrick doesn't spend any money.
Neither do I, yeah.
Yeah, Val was gonna help,
At
but
some
Merrick jumped in, so this is better story.
At some point, Bonnie, we're going to have a long talk about investments and diversifying your fund.
Yeah.
And asking for prices before you order something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To be fair, Val, this might be one of those places where you don't ask for
Then
prices.
don't
Because
try
if you're
close
here, you can afford it.
The bill came in an envelope that was enchanted to see the storekeep's name.
Yeah.
That is not
I-
oddly the weirdest thing I've seen in a clothing store.
Wait, one moment. So Merrick is going to grab the bill and close it, and then open it again?
It only does it once.
Ah, dang.
It's only when the seal is broken.
Okay, so I will be spending lots of nights playing for tips in the near
No,
future.
you won't.
Just one.
Thank you,
I'm
Cat.
not there.
Awkward cat instead of awkward turtle.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Wow.
It does sound like he's saying
so
wow.
you guys head over to you head back to your to the Dragon's Bollock, and you I assume Val takes off the dress that is not meant for her, and actually probably both did not leave with the dresses
Correct.
on.
Correct.
And they put in the beautiful dress boxes.
Mm.
And you head back and meet with Susan the Lesser at the hotel, who has come with two assistants. You don't recognize either of them.
Are
Bonnie-
we supposed to make dresses for them too? No? Good. All right.
Bonnie was actually going to go on ahead to Lindquist's and help him set up the food and everything, so, and take his outfit. So,
All right, so you are going to go by yourself?
she'll just scoot on out because she's gonna help set up and take her violin and everything.
Okay. All right, so the rest of you stay behind. So Susan the Lesser shows up, and about a half an hour after she shows up, she lets you know that she's starting to feel funny, and she felt this the other time when she didn't take her tea. And sometime, she asked for privacy at that point, and sometime over the next 15-20 minutes, she opens the door, and she looks much taller and green. The complexion is not fully green; it's like a half green. She's about 8 feet tall ish. Has that sort of little droopy nose going on, and definitely has these more giant-like features. But you can still kind of see her face in it, and her. She calls for her two assistants, who come in, who don't seem shocked by this at all, by the way, and they seem to have brought in makeup and a few other things to do her hair, and they start getting to work.
Val gives them the dress.
How does Susan seem post transformation? Is her
She's still writing in her book. Nothing much has changed.
she's still like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then Bonnie, you head down and through the secret tunnel. You get to the boulder and you holler out, and he comes over and he opens it. He has looks like he's wet his hair, maybe greased it, kind of combed it all over to one side and kind of half onto his face. It looks horrible. It looks like somebody who really tried hard but doesn't understand what hair should look like. You're really not sure what he greased it with, but it has a color and a little bit of an odor to it. It looks like he may have tried to like put some eyeliner on, which was done very poorly. He's got a little bit of like highlights on his cheeks and things. Nothing looks good. He looks a little bit like a clown.
You look very cute. Do you mind if I make a couple adjustments?
Oh, please help me. God, I need so much help.
Okay. So she'll spend some time fixing him up and fixing his hair and adding the little bit of touches he was looking for, but, appropriately.
All right. And as you sit there, you sit there and you get to know him a little bit better, and he chats and talks, and he likes to laugh a lot when he's not feeling really nervous. So when you crack a joke or he cracks a joke, he does laugh very loudly. It definitely echoes when he laughs.
She'll tell him a little bit about the conversation that she'd had with Susan the night before, and tell him a little bit while she's helping. We brought some stuff to help with the date. I play music, so I thought I'd give you guys some romantic ambiance and just relax.
Do you tell him what she called him?
No.
Okay.
That she called him a troll?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. And nervously wait.
All right. So we can either stop here and wait for next time, or we can go about another 20 minutes, and I think we can wrap a very major part of this up. Do you guys want to continue?
I kind of want to just get it done.
Ange, how you feeling?
I'm fine.
It's
Go
later
ahead.
for you.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Ange time travels?
Yes.
All right.
And just the new doctor.
So
I'd have so much more sleep if I was the new doctor.
I don't think you would. I don't think he sleeps. He or she.
I think
sleeps
having
very
two
much
hearts
a lot.
helps you with your metabolism, and you're just awake more.
I didn't
Just
know. I
more
have one
sensitive
on
to
my
coffee.
My shelf. It doesn't seem to help me much at all. All right.
Keep it in a pocket.
Hacky sack with it.
Ugh.
Okay, so Tessa, you are sitting there working with Lundquist, and he's gotten this huge table out, this spread, the stuff that you guys have been through his entire house. You don't know where it came from. He's got a tablecloth, which is the nicest one he owns. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. He sets up a couple of these large stumps for chairs, and he's got this these little candles he found somewhere that look half melted on one side, like they were laying somewhere and melted, and so they're flat on one side. He's kind of just melted wax on the table and stuck them down onto the fabric to get them to stick there. He has he's put like a upside down turtle shell with fruits and things in the middle of the table, He's got all the different stuff for the tea. He's got a fire going in the corner with water, and he's got several different types of tea. Okay, what am I forgetting?
To relax
All right.
and take a deep breath.
All right.
You're gonna be fine. He's just gonna tweak things here and there, and as she sets out like the food that Merrick and Adelaide bought. Oh, and then bring out the outfit. We got you an outfit, which we thought you might like as well, if you wanted to go try it on.
Oh, thank you. Let me know if you can think of anything else I'm missing.
No problem. Bonnie's gonna look around for some spare wood. Is there any that she can find that's just like
tons of wood? Yeah.
Can she use her carpenter's tools to quickly like make rudimentary candle holders so they're not stuck into the table?
Make something simple, yeah.
So she just makes something simple and cleans up the wax and just kind of.
Right. So the Susan the Lesser finishes up, and the assistants invite you to come in. She's standing in the room. She has to duck a little bit, but she's wearing this dress, which actually looks okay on her. We're using Bonnie as kind of a form. It sits fairly well. Being adjustable helps. Using Val. Sorry, Val is a form. And she seems like not unhappy. I mean, she doesn't look like she's like really upset. She's just like, she's got some makeup on. They did okay with the makeup. They didn't have a lot of colors that worked really well perfectly for her, but they were able to do like eyeliner and some shading and stuff just to help out. All right, so I guess it's all right.
You look lovely.
Ugh. Gross.
Right?
I hate dressing up.
Me too.
What would you rather be wearing?
I mean, something simple, I guess. But this is all right. This is the way I'm supposed to dress. It's fine. So how are we going to get me there?
I mean, you're supposed to dress comfortably. Doesn't.
I mean, it's comfortable. This is more comfortable than most of the clothes.
All right, well, there's a starting point. Well, will you fit into your carriage in your current?
I don't know.
Have you never ridden in your? Well,
In hindsight, we didn't think that part through.
No, we didn't.
ah,
No, we did not.
Quick, Bonnie, how did you conjure a horse the first time?
Somebody paid $15 for me to do that. And I'm not there to help.
so well, we could just leave the city and.
We're like right
You
in
do
the middle
look-
of the city.
Right. Then we get in your carriage. No, you know what? I've gotten in with a Wainwright. We can get you in a cart. A nice, perhaps, wagon with some seating in the back. You know, kind of do a little bit of a divan.
Gross. Whatever.
It's your preference.
We need to get there, and I need to not be seen. So whatever.
Right. Not be seen. I can't be the only one thinking of this plan.
I'm looking at my stuff.
I can lead us down more surreptitious paths in the city so that we can get out without being seen, but Adelaide, anything?
I mean, I was thinking the cart option as well. And
That might be
Right.
that was almost Oxy's voice. Wow. That might be our best bet.
Be right back.
All right. So, Merrick, you go and you rent a cart or a wagon, and you back it up to the back doors. And let's just go ahead and say you get her downstairs and into the wagon. Do you do anything about the seating back there, or just going to leave the wood slat seating?
It pads like pillows, any like something comfortable to either lay or sit.
So after she gets into it, she kind of like looks at the seats. She tries them out a little bit. She ends up just pushing them kind of onto the floor and sitting on the floor.
To each their own. All right.
Adelaide sits across from Susan on the floor of the wagon, kind of debating, talking at her.
She's writing in her book.
I assume Val is going to just be up front with the driver, and
Okay.
Merrick will also be in the back.
All right.
We'll roll out. Are the helpers coming along as well? The servants?
No, they're heading home.
Okay.
While they're driving, Adelaide tries to talk to Susan. She I used to do that a lot too when I was.
She looks up at you, closes her book.
I used to do that a lot too when I was your age. People kind of suck. Dads kind of suck.
So what was it like 30 years ago?
I hate you.
She opens her book back up and starts writing in it.
Can I peer and see what she's doing? Is she right? Just like
As she writes, the words seem to vanish.
Well, that is nifty.
What?
Can only you read it? Do the words come back when you say something? How does that work?
No, they go to the previous page, and she flips back the page.
Ah. That is fascinating.
Okay, it's just a fonting book. Not a big deal.
Hey, you thought it was worthwhile to use it. It's worthwhile talking about, right?
I'm talking to my friend. Gosh.
What's a fonting book?
I write in this book, and it shows up in my friend's book, and then she can write back.
Oh.
See? She holds it up, and there's like scribbles starting to write across.
Are you just complaining and judging us?
Pretty much.
I hope one day you find something that makes you happy enough that you don't have to complain about everything.
Yeah, you too.
Speaking of,
Thanks.
not to interrupt, I feel the intense need to apologize for my behavior previously.
You mean
It
your
was-
drug-addled rage frenzy on me?
Rage frenzy is not accurate, and I don't do drugs.
Yeah,
I
Don't
was-
do
obvious.
drugs.
Drugs bad.
I
Okay.
don't know if you know what drugs are or where to find them.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, that's not entirely accurate, but I don't participate.
So you realize that, like, you're not helping your case anymore. Like, I've painted you into a corner. You're supposed to shut up now. Like, if you tell me that you know where to get drugs, then it confirms that you're a druggie, or otherwise you're less of a whatever you are because you can't get drugs. So now you should stop talking.
No, it's that I don't want them.
Of
But
course.
I'm trying to apologize for my behavior previously because it was undeserving. You were undeserving of me acting in such a way. So I apologize for what it's worth.
Whatever. She goes back to scribbling.
Adelaide mouths to Merrick. Thank you. She's awful. Stop making Bonnie butt shit. Just arguing silently.
Val's
Alright,
just
so you
looking
guys-
at the two of you and like shaking her head.
I will show
You guys get to the edge of you get to Del Monte Farms.
All right, we'll go see if the path is clear.
All right. She closes her book.
And Merrick will get out and check all around to make sure that they weren't really followed out of the city. And all right, if you would be so kind, Lady Susan.
Susan the Lesser. She doesn't like Lady Susan.
Susan the Lesser. Apologies yet again.
It's fine. She gets out and she kind of steps out and looks around. She goes, all right. Well, I think it's over there in that bush, right? Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How do you know
Starts
where
heading
it
that
is?
way, walking around. That's where I came from when I ran through here.
Right. Sorry.
Wow, maybe you are on drugs. She starts walking around the pineapple patch and walking in one of the little raised areas between the two patches and starts heading out. About halfway as you guys are walking along, you hear a door open at the farmhouse nearby. The Joel just kind of steps out, looks over at the four of you and kind of nods and just turns and goes back. So you guys head into the secret tunnel. You guys
Have rope.
give me a perception check.
All right.
Nah, I rolled a 3. I don't see anything.
18.
11.
Adelaide, as everyone is kind of climbing down into this, you see that there's more branches on this bush broken than what you guys would have maybe done. There's like this a large piece, a branch has been ripped and like stripped all the way down, and part of the wood is kind of hanging into the hole, like it stripped the bark on the stem of this bush down. As you get down to the bottom, you see that there's a branch, a large branch with a bunch of brush on it, kind of broken, laying on the ground there.
Eric, Val.
Yeah.
I don't. Stay up there for a minute.
I thought they came down first, but okay.
Oh, they did? Okay.
I thought they were. He's like, I got a rope, and then start going down, and
Sure.
whatever.
No, that's
You,
fine.
you guys do whichever you want to. I'm sorry.
But if she came down last and noticed it, she'd just tell them to
That's what I was thinking. You were kind of paying attention to that while they were doing it, is what I was thinking.
She'll get down and point it out and say, I I don't think we're the only ones here.
Well, that is problematic.
Agreed.
Let's take it slowly, and we'll see what there is to see, or hear what there is to hear.
Susan,
Yeah.
there's independence and power to be found with standing up against your father if it's not something you want. He can have monetary control over you or whatever he wants, but you're still your own person. Just remember that, okay?
Okay.
And Adelaide will start heading forward.
So you guys continue to walk. Okay, you guys continue to walk through the tunnel, and after a while, you guys start to hear music, violin music. As you get closer and closer to Lindquist's house, the boulder is open, and as you head on in the main dining room area there, that's a beautiful spread laid out with all of the hoagies and finger sandwiches and giant finger sandwiches, and everything.
I feel so
Lindquist-
gauche that giant finger sandwiches are just hoagies. It's just, it feels like a bear claw reference. It's weird.
Linguist stands up and starts to like hyperventilate a little and calms himself down as you guys start to come in the room, and as Susan Lesser comes around the corner and sees Lindquist. She has that same look she has when meeting anyone, really, and Lindquist kind of gets a big stupid grin on his face, and he walks up. I'm Lindquist. Yeah, I heard. And he says, "Oh, do you want to sit down?" So whatever. And they go and they start to sit. You guys doing anything?
Merrick would stay outside in the tunnel, light a torch and put it like down the tunnel a bit, and then hide wherever he can, just to take up a station to watch.
Yeah. Val also wants to watch the tunnel.
Okay.
Adelaide will take a seat somewhere near Bonnie, and pull out her viola and just pluck a little bit along with whatever Bonnie's playing. It's not like great, it's just accompaniment.
All right.
Bonnie's gonna kind of subtly, with her music, inspire Lindquist to give him just a little bit more self-confidence in him.
All right.
Just very subtly through her playing.
So after a while, he makes some tea for her. He makes several attempts to start conversations. He kind of gets a little discouraged because it doesn't go very well until he stops trying to start a conversation, and then all of a sudden, she makes a comment, just something innocuous, just something subtle, and she says something not necessarily nice, but just engages a little bit, and it seems to embolden Lindquist to continue the conversation, talking about types of tea that she likes. She actually talks about 2 or 3 teas that she likes. She's not a fan of most teas, and he has quite a selection there. And it goes about as well as you could expect. 20 or so minutes later, as the conversation winds down a little bit, one second.
I'm afeared.
Susan says, just like I think you, as Tessa finds, Bonnie finds 20 copper sitting underneath her chair. Susan says something she thinks is supposed to be a compliment. You think? She says, "Well, I never thought I'd be interested in hanging out with a troll." And everything kind of pauses and hangs for a second, until you see Lindquist smile a little, and he says, "Thank you. Everyone calls me a giant. I'm not I'm a type of giant, but I'm a troll. I like to say that I'm a green tea troll." And Susan the Lesser cracks a smile. Just as that is happening, Merrick, the torch by you lights up a behemoth of a man dressed in incredible clothing. This human is easily 8 feet tall. He's wide, powerful, muscular, bald, and looks a little like Susan the Lesser. He stomps on the torch to put it out and continues barreling down the hallway at a jog. And you said you put 2 torches down? Or you just
I had set one away so that it would light up. Leave me in shadow. Yeah, leave me in shadow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so do you have more light close by, or is that just where the light is going to come from the trolls?
If he stomped out the torch, then it's whatever light is inside there.
Okay. Are you hiding?
Yes.
Give me a hide check.
Okay. Not great. 15.
Okay. As this man is barreling towards you, the torchlight being put out, that leaves only a little bit of light kind of coming from the other direction, from behind Val, I would assume at this point. And as this person comes into the little bit of light that's there right next to where you are, Merrick, obviously having seen you with the backlighting, he is no longer only a mere 8 feet tall. He's almost 15 feet tall, and he's got this green complexion and these huge hands, and he's reaching down for you. That's where we're going to end.
Yep.
On the cusp of battle.
And at the beginning of a recipe for Merrick pate.
Oh no!
So we will be back next week at this time, 7 p.m. PST, with the, I think, conclusion of the Infinite Tea Gauntlet arc. I'm maybe no, I think we should be done. I think we're pretty much at the end of this. So that will be that, and we will return. Well, we'll see who survives, I guess, is the first thing. So
I can't wait for Arthur to just be like, I'm
I'm
here.
good cleric.
It's like, you shut your mouth, Logan. I have spells.
So we'll see you next week. Tomorrow we have our Pride one shot, which is being run by Tessa.
Our very own Tessa.
Which is called Big Gay Orcs.
Big Gay Orcs.
Big Gay Orcs.
Prom night.
Prom night, yes. That'll be a lot of fun. Then I think that's it for this week. We don't have a lot of programming going on right now. That's made
You have
by
Discover
us.
RPG tomorrow.
Oh, Discover RPG at noon tomorrow. That's right,
Tomorrow
noon PST.
afternoon.
We'll be reviewing a new product that we got a preview.
Yeah,
to,
we got a sneak preview.
which
We
is
get to
awesome.
talk-
It has to do with hags. I think that's about all we can say right now, but
Yup.
that is that. So it's an awesome, very cool product. I saw it, got very excited about it. And we're going to be ramping up some new programming coming up. I may or may not have a new show that I'm thinking about. And we've got a lot of new shows that we're working on behind the scenes, some of which we're going to be looking for casting calls soon.
We're getting rated.
So,
Thank you for the raid, Scrat.
Spraticus. Hey guys.
Spraticus, thank you
Hey,
so much,
Scrat.
buddy.
Thank you.
We
Hi,
love you
Scott.
very much for being here. We are wrapping up. I want to say we have our first Pride one shot tomorrow. Second
Yes.
Pride one shot tomorrow. Big Gay Orcs being run by Tessa. It's Big Gay Orcs prom night. We're doing an 80s prom with the one-page RPG called Big Gay Orcs. So that'll be coming tomorrow night. We have a pin that we're selling, our first pin. It looks a lot like our emoticon there, or emoji, or whatever the heck they're called. It is available for pre-order right now. All proceeds are going to the Trevor Project for any pre-orders before the end of this month. And we're hoping to have them printed by the middle of next month.
You can find that at
What else?
nerdsmith.org/pride. That's where you can find the pre-order
Yes.
link.
Yeah.
We did.
And then tomorrow at noon PST, we got Discover RPG on this channel. And then tomorrow night, we got the Big Gay Orcs. And then that's it till next week when we have Final Rights on Tuesday, I believe.
Woo!
But we're gonna have some casting calls coming
Mid-battle.
up.
Both
Also,
next
please-
week is all both battles on Tuesday. We'll see what happens.
There's lots of battles. And then also follow our Twitter. We're going to be doing some casting calls. That's at We Are Nerdsmith.
Yes.
We're going to be doing casting calls for a bunch of shows. We're also, hopefully next month, going to be starting a large push for community events. We'll be running several community events every week. 2 to 4 community events. We're not Spraticus. We can't go crazy. He's amazing. I don't know how he does it. So thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. Sorry, we're going to pass it on though. I'm going to find somebody that we can move on and make some love with. Was not the right way
Hot
to say
potato raid.
that. You know what? We're going to raid Perception Studio.
Hey, all right.
What's our raid? Our raid here.
We love our felted friends.
Yes.
Felted friends. Yes, we love our felted friends. Not Muppets, not puppets. Felted friends. All right. We'll see you over there. Thank you guys so much. Was there anything else I'm missing?
Thank you.
Go check out World Anvil, worldanvil.com. Go check out the Die Hard Dice. You can use the coupon code Goonies for 15% off your first order. And we're going to go ahead and raid.
Yep.
We love our felted friends. All right, guys. We love you. Have a
Yes.
wonderful
Yes.
evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
There's no felted friends here.
No.
Too bad.
That is a big beefy dude.
Yeah.
Justin.
I see what you did there.
I love his tankard. That's amazing.
Yes.
I really love the portal. That portal behind him. That was super fun.
That's super good. Thanks for running tonight, Logan.
That was a fun episode.
That was fun.